G'day everyone, welcome back to Comics with Callaway. We're going to do a live stream. Just waiting for all the guys to jump in. So I think they're probably 5-10 minutes away. So I'm just going to ramble on and wait till they all turn up. We go by ComicsMATE because a lot of us that are usually on the streams are from Australia. We got me, Callaway, and then we've got Dean, and we've got Kinosabi as well. And then we usually get a couple of guys from the States. We get Skip and CG World Order and all those guys come in. So yeah, at the moment, I haven't really done too many videos lately on YouTube and stuff because we've been a little bit busy. Got YouTube, day job and all that sort of stuff. But I'm also writing my own book. So at the moment, I'm scripting my own comic book, and I've been a little busy with that. Probably been wanting to do a few reviews of comic books and stuff the past week or so, past fortnight. But I've sort of just been scripting my book, and then when I'm not doing that, I'm doing stuff at home, or I've got life, I guess. Got stuff on and commitments and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, right now, all I'm doing is we'll wait for the guys. Is I'm designing and sketching out a layout of my main character's house. So in my book, there's a few scenes that takes place in his house. So I'm trying to map out the layout of his house so I can get my head around how the scene's going to take place, because there's a couple of scenes where they move. It's not just still shots; they will be moving through the house, and just trying to map out a layout, 2D design of a upstairs downstairs house. So yeah, I'm just sketching that and rambling on, and yeah. So if anyone's in the chat, you also want to ask questions or chill out. The industry the last few days has lost its mind again, hasn't it? This whole Tom King thing, and it's definitely sort of broke my heart a little bit, being DC fan and stuff. And we finally got Dan Didio out, and we thought things might change, because he was always putting his beliefs and his own opinions and stuff in the characters and wanting the universe to be how he wants it to be. And we finally got rid of him, but we still got, we're still seeing all the fruits of his labor and vision for DC. They're still trying to get through all that. And Bendis has destroyed Superman, so that's another thing. And I've made it known on many videos on my channel, Aquaman is he's my all-time favorite character. Out of all, like, fictional and stuff like that. And I've always been more of a DC guy than a Marvel guy. And then with Kelly Sue DeConnick coming on and not so much destroying the character, but just writing her crap, and I refuse to support her work after, that famous video of hers, don't like my book, comics don't buy my books. So it's like, well, okay, I won't. And then I finally thought, she's getting offered, I might be able to pick up some Aquaman again. But this Tom King thing, that was probably the nail in the coffin for quite a few people, whether you're anti-CG or whether you're just anti-political and anti-SJWs, or whether you love the mainstream. But this behavior and stuff, it can't go on, and people have just had enough of it. And the fact that Jim Lee and Dan Didio, not Dan Didio, Bob Harris, and no one at AT&T, I'm sure they've heard about it, no one at DC has come out and publicly said, we're not going to fire Tom King, but he has been spoken to, and this has been a PR nightmare. The situation is being dealt with. They never said any of that. And it's just, if you have the right politics, and if you hate Trump and you make it known that you hate Trump, and you can pretty much say and do whatever you want. and it's just stupid. And poor old Jay Lee had a horrible day with him and his wife, with his mourning his dog, and yeah, you can see why he's pissed and hurt and angry. I've got a few dogs myself, and my oldest dog's 10, and she's getting in her twilight years, and I'm not really looking forward to the day that she passes on either. That's going to be. I've had one dog die, and it's like a relationship death. They're your best friend, and it's not a nice feeling. And for him to then have to Tom King's stupidity online has just coincidentally wrecked his day on a horrible day. And it does. All this online stuff, it can destroy your life. Now, poor old Jay Lee, he could go for a job, and then someone Googles his name, and he gets hate group next to his name, and then just careers down the toilet. It does have some horrible side effects and horrible consequences. So it's got to stop, and I don't know when that happens or how long until that happens, but it's got to happen soon, because the industry is shrinking and it's dying, and people like that are letting all this stuff happen. And now with Gail Simone, all this just political crap, and her coming out now and saying that she's not going to write for Dynamite anymore. It's like, bitch, please. You were all happy to work for Dynamite on your Death-Defying Devil after Ethan Van Sciver had done multiple covers, after Anna had done her cover. But because money, you know who pays your bills, and Ethan, she can't get to Ethan. She knows that Ethan's too big. He can't. But and then now all of a sudden Cecil's doing a cover. She can. That he was an easy target. The SJWs can't affect Ethan anymore, but they'll attack his friends and attack things like that. And I believe that if the Twitter mob and all the leftist weirdos never come out and harass Dynamite and harass Cecil and got the thing off, Gail Simone wouldn't have said shit. She wouldn't have said anything. She would have just done her Death-Defying Devil, done whatever title she's got, and would have kept going. But because she's the queen bee of this Whisper Network and these leftists, the Twitter woke leftist mob, they backed her into a corner. So it's like she's the one that started all this woke shit in comics. So if she didn't come out and say anything, we know what the left do. They eat their own. So if I feel like if Cecil's cover had went ahead and no one said anything, like they'd never said, like Ethan's covers, Gail wouldn't have had to come out and say anything. So even her own woke political weirdo friends have backed her into a corner. So she has to come out and say, because if she doesn't, what the SJWs do, they eat their own. So if she didn't come out and say anything, she knows they would have come for her, because nobody's safe. So it's just, I find it pretty pathetic that because there's been such outrage about it, now it's convenient for Gail Simone to say, I won't work with Dynamite anymore. But it's just lies and deceit, because the only reason she's saying it is because there was a big brouhaha on Twitter about it. You know what I mean? Like they didn't do it. She didn't do it when Ethan was doing his covers. So their so-called principles and their so-called code of ethics and stuff, it's all just shit. Like it's only there when it needs to be, and when it makes them look good, they're all about their codes and their ethics and principles. But when they don't have to do it and they get away with it, they don't say peep. So yeah, I think it's just a load of BS. She's now forced and she got back in the corner, and she knows she had to say something because she was patient zero of this SJW shit. So that's my belief anyway. I might be wrong, but it is what it is. So yeah, so the industry's not doing too well, and it's a shame. But yeah, it is what it is. So I don't know where these other guys are and what they're doing. Getting pretty hard talking to yourself. I've only been doing it for 10 minutes. So anyway, I might as well talk about my character a little bit. So I've been working on my character for my story for probably about a year. Probably not quite that. It was probably around October, November of 2019 that I started thinking about it, and it was only because I was watching all the indie guys like Zach and Ethan and Malin and Clint Stoker and Micah, and just these regular average Joes doing their own books. And I thought, why not? Maybe I could do a job. Maybe I could do a comic. So yeah, I started thinking about it. My character, the story's changed a lot. So like from when I first thought about it, but the basic character is he's kind of like a Punisher type, but he will eventually become like a Punisher, sort of John Wick, sort of former military, but he's a detective in the sheriff's department, in the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. And book one sets a lot of that up, sets up future books. So my plan is to do a 3-book story arc as an origin story, and my first book's going to be 60 pages. My character, his name is Sean, and he's a former soldier. You won't sort of know what he sort of was until later on. You'll just know that he's a soldier and he's a detective in the LA County Sheriff's Department in major crimes. And yeah, he'll go through and he goes through some struggles with his wife and his friends and all that sort of stuff. And it's sort of hard to really talk about because the way I'm writing the story is if I talk about too much, it's sort of it'll spoil a lot of the story. So yeah, the first book is basically going to be him just as a detective, and then the story will evolve from there. And my villain is kind of a cross between a Wilson Fisk Kingpin cross a real life John Gotti cross Paul Castellano. So I like a lot of the mafia style stuff and just crime and action. So I've taken a lot of inspiration from real life criminals like the New York Mafia and the crime families and cartels and drugs and gangs and all that sort of stuff, and sort of it's all blended into one. So he's kind of like the silent type. He's kind of like a chess player a little bit, and you'll only get a sort of bit of a tease with him, but when he comes into play, it's all too late by then. He's got his plan already set. So yeah, so at the moment I'm still scripting. I've got about 15 pages. So my first book will be 60 pages, and then 50 to 60. At this stage it'll be 60. So I've got probably about 45 pages scripted. I still got to be edited and things like that, and then I'll just find an artist and then get it going and hopefully launch it probably this time next year. Get a bit of an audience and a following and get my name out there and then launch. But yeah, and if you can see on my avatar, the Sheriff Comics, it was mentioned to me that your publisher name is going to be Sheriff Comics, but and then your book is called The Sheriff, and they're like, isn't that a bit on the nose? It's a bit cheesy or something. So I thought, yeah, that's what I first thought too. But the idea behind Sheriff Comics was the book. My first book is going to be called The Sheriff. So if I dream big and if I was to be good at it and become a successful writer and have a few different IPs in 10, 15 years, Sheriff Comics will kind of be a throwback or a pay homage to the book, the title that started the dream. That started the company that started all things off. So that's where the Sheriff Comics as a business name come from, and yeah, that's where we're at. So we got Skip. Sorry, Skip. I've been drawing away and I haven't seen you there, so I'll bring Skip in.
What's up, man?
There we go.
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad.
You hearing me?
Not too.
All right.
I can watch movies with the kids, are you?
Is it going in?
Yeah, I can hear you. Your camera's a bit blurry though. Pixelated.
I was shaking. I've been drawing and kind of shaking the table. CG4 World Order said he'll be in a minute too. So what's going on tonight?
Oh yeah. Not much. It's only 2 in the RV here. Just been in town and doing some errands. I just got home, so I'm trying to write a scene for my book, and it takes place in my main character's house. So I'm trying to just sketching out a layout of his house so I can sort of plot out how the scene goes, because it's not just like a scene where 2 people talk in a room. It's like an action scene that goes throughout the house. So I'm just trying to lay out the house so I can sort of work out what panels are going to say what and what action is going to be in what panels and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's gotta be tough.
Yeah, just trying to design the house, like just the internal layout of the house, so I can get my head around how to write this.
In Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman's Venom run, they refer to this warehouse that's in the comic as the Magic Warehouse because they keep going back and doing scenes in it, but Ryan Stegman never draws it accurately from the book before. So like it's it's industrial metal and pipes everywhere, so it looks the same, but it's like doors are in different places and stairs and little fixtures that are around the stairs and counters and stuff. They keep moving around. So yeah, that's one thing to be mindful.
I didn't want that to happen. So sort of there's a few different scenes throughout the first book in the house, so I just wanted to get it laid out and work it out.
So I was off today. I spent a lot of time on Twitter. I got tagged in some sort of discussion that turned into an argument, but it was like one guy that's kind of curious about ComicsGate, but he tagged me and several other people in it.
I think that's the one that Dean put on our group chat here.
Yeah. But then it was like 2 guys from ComicsGate just fighting with each other at the end of it.
Was it the thread where he was curious about ComicsGate and he was asking about politics and stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I sort of read through it and I was taking him a bit serious that he was asking questions, but then when his first thing about politics was Nazis and stuff, so I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it was different. Like I was the first one to comment because I saw it after our stream last night, and I put a pretty friendly generic answer. I was like, you can make any book you want about comics, just don't do it with other people's intellectual property. You got to keep those, true to the character. And he's like, oh, that's good input, thanks. And then I went to sleep, and then I woke up with like 37 notifications, and I was tagged in all of them because he tagged me in the original post. So I just commented back, I was friendly about it. No big deal to me, but yeah, like these guys were just cussing each other out and stuff at the end of it. I'm like, oh my god. And then the guy just ended with like, this is why everyone hates ComicsGate. People like you.
People are probably, I think people now, they're so bitter and they're so pissed off about being called hate groups and all that sort of shit. And
Yeah.
it's just simple things to set people off. And Twitter too. Twitter's just a rabbit hole of just shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I am enjoying seeing the infighting in the comics industry, though. Like a lot of people are coming forward and calling Tom King out for the shit he pulled on Jay Lee. So that's nice to see.
I wonder if he regrets it.
I don't think he even posted anything on Twitter today. I think Tom King was quiet, so he probably did.
Yeah, that turned into a bit of a shit show for him, didn't it?
Yeah. Were you looking into any comics? I know in the chat we were talking about pulling up comic books.
I got a few there. I got one. I got a really old Aquaman one from like 1970.
Yeah. I found
from the original run.
So most of my long boxes are in my son's closet. But I found what I was looking for, but then I saw this one. And do you ever buy a variant cover just because you like the cover? Like, I never even read this series. It's Red Hood and the Outlaws. But I love this cover right here, man. Check this out.
Yeah, I think that's first couple of issues, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's number 7, but it's like a homage to Mice and Men.
Yeah, yeah.
You got Red Hood killing Bizarro. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not really into variants. I sort of, yeah, not really big on them unless it's a cover that I like. But
yeah, I got for a while there, I got trapped into buying Dale Keown's variants, and then you open the book and he didn't draw anything else in it.
Yeah, and then variants are they can be a lot more expensive. So like, it pissed me off sometimes. I'd order books from my local shop and he'd get them in. He'd get you a variant, and it's like I didn't want variants. And then the variant one is more expensive than the normal one. It shit me off all the time.
Yeah, it's a scam. It really is. Because like there's with the comic shops, they do like 1,000 to 1 variant, so the comic shop has to order 1,000 of that title to get the one variant. And then of course they pull them because they don't want you to get that for cover price, and they just sell that on their eBay store or wherever. So you can't. There's no collectability to it. It's already pulled. So
sometimes too variants they're awful. Like some of the ones that like here in Australia, you get some. So like a normal book, $3.99 book is anywhere from say $10 to $12. And
yeah,
like you can get variants here that can be $25, $30 to $50. And they're always just shit. Like some of them, they do these weird takes on variants and stuff, and it's like I'm not paying $50 for that.
yeah. Are the variants that you get in Australia different than the U.S. ones? Like, are there international variants or?
They're same ones, same one. But it's like, yeah, I'm not paying that. Like some of the variant covers on that, the new Dawn of X from Marvel were just crap. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when New 52 was going on. I think they came out with 100 or 500 different variant covers for Detective Comics 27, because the original one was the first appearance of Batman, you know? But they came out with so many covers, and it was just like, what? No one can buy all of these. Like, why are they making all of these, you know? It was ridiculous.
Just scams.
But I'll probably launch my campaign with a couple variant covers. I want the money. I want everyone to collect them all. Variants are great. I love them.
At this stage, I was thinking just for mine, just the main book, and then a variant, like sort of like a peanut one. So my main cover would be probably by the artist who done the inside, because I hate it when
when it doesn't match.
When it doesn't match, it just shits me off. So I would probably do, because it's like it's a crime book. So like book 1, the main cover would be like him, you know, maybe he's doing some sort of police action or something, and then because he's got a wife and all that sort of thing, and she's going to be stunning. I thought like a variant sort of like style pin-up cover with him and his wife in some sort of like
That would be cool.
just something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might do 2 covers, 3 covers. Who knows? Just whether you can sell them.
Yeah, I was thinking like it'd be cool to do a different cover for like say you printed 500 and then when issue 2 was done, you did a reprint with a different cover on the first issue. Because you know how some campaigns like they'll reprint the first, so a new backer for the second campaign can get an issue 1 still.
Oh yeah.
So then your original first print will be 1 cover, so that's collectible in a limited number print, and then there's another cover that either person could want to collect too. So
Yeah. That's an idea, eh?
yeah, all we need to do is finish our books and then have money to bring these ideas to fruition.
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap to make a book. Like I've been sort of running a few figures for myself, and like even if you were just to get an artist that's say $50 a page US for pencils and inks, it still works out. And then when you get colors and then letters, you're still looking at 150 to $200 Australian per page. And then then they're not only 20-page books. Like it's going to be a 60-page book. So wait, I'm sort of looking. It's going to cost me at least 15 grand to do the book.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You can usually find someone that'll take some up front and then take the rest on the back end.
Yeah, that's what I'm sort of hoping to do. Like sort of get just suck up the price and get like the first 30 pages done, then launch the campaign, and then say we need the money to then help finish it.
Yeah. Were you on the stream last night when Chaotic was saying he's been waiting? He hired someone like 2 years ago, and he's still waiting for 16 pages from him. He paid for it already.
Oh.
Like that could be another problem too.
Is he still waiting just because the guy's busy, or is he?
Yeah, the guy keeps picking up more work. So Chaotic was cool about it. So he probably got a good deal, because he said he didn't give the guy a deadline to begin with. So
yeah.
But I mean, I couldn't imagine paying someone 15 grand for a book and then having to wait for it. I would want a new page every day if I forked out that kind of money,
Yeah, that's right. You want to be getting it as you do it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be a bit pissed, especially if you want to launch the book.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know. Have you talked to anyone in ComicsGate about working a book with you?
Yeah, no. I've put on the Twitter on the ComicsGate talent search. Just looking for artists and looking around at this stage, and I've had no replies.
No reply. Jeez.
You get. I think I've had like 2, but they're nothing like you want. They were more animated style. It's like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. But I put out one for like logo design, and I got a heap of people wanting to do logos, but none for like artists and stuff. Then if you look on the ComicsGate talent search, there's actually not much really happens of late. Like the last post was a long time ago.
Yeah. Huh. So you would think that there'd be plenty of people wanting work right now. But maybe the problem's that with ComicsGate, there's only a few people that are full-time artists,
Yeah, that's right.
So, but I don't know. You might be better off finding someone else, because if you hired someone that's within ComicsGate, you guys already are in the same friends group, so you're not reaching anyone outside your audience,
Yeah. There's a lot on Facebook on that I don't know if you've been on that connecting writers and artists on Facebook page. There's a lot on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just whether they got the style that you want. So.
There was a couple. I'll talk to you about it after this stream. There was a few people that I want to kind of keep an eye on that were in a. I did pages for the Top Cow talent search this past year, and
Yeah,
there were a couple South American artists that were fantastic.
there's a
And
lot like on that Facebook page. There's a lot of South Americans and like in Asia and stuff.
yeah, but
Awesome.
someone was telling me the page rate for South America is it's pretty affordable. Everyone kind of asks for about the same amount.
Yeah, and a lot of them they all charge in US rate anyway, so it's just whether afford it.
It's just the universal currency for everyone.
Basically, yeah. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Eh?
You know, there was one like I think I've told you about her before. She's a colorist, but her work is just it's amazing. So I'll see if I can load it. Yeah, I want to see if I can find the artwork and not give out any of my own information. So probably share the pictures with you on Twitter and we can pull them up. Her stuff was mind blowing.
Dev, have you put who's in the back room? It's not Joe Glass, seriously, is it?
Wait, what's that?
So do you know when you're on StreamYard and you can invite people in?
Uh huh.
Well, there's someone with Joe Glass's avatar in his name. I'm trying to work out who it is. Can you see down the bottom? Like, can you see where your thing is? Where when you share a screen and it comes up at the bottom.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right, hold on. I don't want to like give out all my information, so I'm pulling up the pictures and I'll message them to you on Twitter, and then I'll just pull up that conversation. And I invited a couple people to stop by the stream. Haven't heard anything back yet, but
yeah, there's not sure who it is in the back room, but by what it says, it's Joe Glass.
yeah, it doesn't show me who's in it. I just have a mute, stop cam, cam mic, share screen, and leave studio.
Hang on.
I don't get to see who you have in the back room. Let me find you real quick.
Check your Twitter.
Is that Joe Glass?
Oh, sorry. I didn't send anyone else the link, so I don't know who it is.
It's funny. I'd let him in. I didn't send the link out either. I'd ask permission first.
Is that you, CG World Order? Are you playing Trixies?
Oh, it's got to be, right? Yeah, I'm talking to Cal Jamison right now. He might want to jump in. The writer of Shinobi Sasquatch.
Yeah, righto.
Actually, I'm gonna throw you under the bus. I'm talking to Cal Jameson right now. I'm asking him if he minds jumping on with you to tell you how to hire a good artist, since he has hired Rob Willis, and his new guy is really good too.
Is he on Twitter? Is his name Comics Cal or something?
Now it is Cal Jameson, comma the unfamous one.
Okay.
Do you still have someone in the green room?
No, they've disappeared.
It had to have been CG World Order because he was in the chat already.
Well, if it's CG, come back.
You know, that's probably why he's never on camera. Maybe he is Joe Glass. I have a fly that's buzzing around me. It's killing me. All right, let me find these pictures. I'll send them to you. I keep getting distracted. I'm sorry.
I'm sure.
It is kind of weird to me, like how many South American comic book artists are available to work with anyone and everyone. Like they are hungry out there to get in a book, man.
Were you playing tricks on me, CG?
What was that?
Were you playing tricks on me?
Tricks.
Well, going by, we just had Joe Glass in the back room. I don't know how we got the link, if it was him.
The Joe Glass?
It was his picture and his name, but I now just sent him the link, so I don't know how he got it.
You didn't let him on?
I only sent the link to our 2 group chats, so
You should have let him on. We could have clipped that and put it on Twitter. You would have got like 100 subs tomorrow.
didn't think of that.
I don't want to be the asshole, but who's Joe Glass?
He's a gay comic creator.
He's one of Tom King's Howling Vaginas.
I thought that was Cena Grace. I gotta get current.
Well, there's like a team of them. Like the Howling Commandos. So they've got the Howling Vaginas.
Oh, hell.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, are you friends with Cal Jameson, CG?
No, he won't follow me.
Oh. I was talking to him about coming on the stream. I was going to see if you could get him on.
Yeah, get him on. Let me see here. Is his DMs open?
I'm talking to him right now.
What's he
Told
saying?
him he should come on and tell Kellaway how to hire a good artist.
He should tell us all how to hire a good artist.
I sent you one. It keeps dropping off. Oh, he's down. I'm gonna send him. Kellaway, is that all right if I send him your StreamYard link?
Yeah. As long as he's not a serial killer.
No, it's the writer of Shinobi Sasquatch, man. That's gonna get you at least one more subscriber.
I mean,
it's no Joe Glass.
Send the link.
There we go. I sent him the link. We'll see if he pops on. So, but yeah, the pictures I have saved on my phone from that talent search, it's back like a year now in my photos, and we just had a baby, and I just have talent. I have too many pictures on my phone now, so. I'm gonna mute myself for a second. I'm having an audio problem.
Too easy. What's been happening in CG?
Not a whole lot. Just fighting with the SJWs. I think most of them's got me muted, man. I've been trying to bait Ren into saying something, and she just will not.
She's too smart, eh?
I think she's got me muted. When I first popped on the scene there, she said some stuff to me. It was several months ago, and I just made fun of her weight, and then I haven't heard anything else from her. There was a big.
You make it sound so innocent.
There was a picture of her going around from some convention where she went to, and I guess she was dressed up as trans Frankenberry. So she was in a big pink outfit, and she's really fat now. And I've been trying to dig that picture up, man, and I cannot find that thing because it is just so funny.
That's terrible, man. I love it. So, did you find any comics you want to talk about?
What did you guys find?
We haven't gone over any of it yet. Kind of waiting to see who pops in. I only showed one book. I showed this one because I like the cover. It's a variant of Mice and Men homage.
Oh, yeah.
With Red Hood killing Bizarro. Then, if you guys want to talk about a book, I don't know how many times I've brought this one up. But it's still one of the greatest books ever made.
The Shirtless Bear Fighter.
Have you gotten your bundle of that yet?
No, I went back to my local shop and he doesn't have it, so I got to track it down somewhere.
If the shipping wasn't so much, I have a complete second run. I would just send it to you because you need it in your life. I mean, who doesn't want this comic? Trying to see if I can find one of the.
If I get it.
It was so funny. Like this last year, I started, or the last 2 years maybe, I got really into comedy comics for. I have no idea why, but they just appeal to me more than anything now. And then I think they could have gotten sued over this one here. Do you want to guess who that is that's fighting the bear?
Your camera's blurry, so I can't see.
Oh, is it? It's showing up good on mine. I'm sorry.
Might be my end, maybe.
No, it's coming up real pixelated.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it's blurry for you too, CG?
Shirtless Bear Fighter? That's the name of it?
Dude, it's fucking incredible.
Who's it by?
It is by Jody Layup, Sebastian Gerner, and Neil Vendrell. It's an Image book. It was like a 6-issue miniseries. Dude, it was fucking fantastic. I wish the camera was showing better. Can you guys see that one? He's knocking a bear out. It just says bear punch as the sound effect.
A little bit better. It's not the
That's
greatest.
cool.
Yeah, good stuff though. Trying to find this one panel of dialogue so I can show you guys because it's so terrible. Oh, here you go. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, that's too blurry. But it's got the army going after a bear that's rubbing his ass on a Capitol building. And says, "Let him have it, boys. That bear's rubbing his ass on America." It's good stuff. But yeah, there's like one panel where this lady FBI agent's like going to the forest to find him to hire him for a job. And they're like, "No, not the shirtless bear fighter." And she's like, "I need a man with no clothes and a 10-inch dick to solve my problems." It's so bad, dude. It's great.
Oh man, that's funny. And Callaway, I just sent a link in our DMs here. You got to check it out. Tom King being a psycho for 30 seconds.
It was just like, it was just, that's right. They're just gonna think you're a freak. 1,000 things are gonna get in your way. The world. So I think they were looking.
Cal can't find his microphone. He's not gonna be able to come on tonight.
He can only live there for
That's too bad.
He said he's moving this week, so and he already packed it.
Man, I don't even have a mic. I just use old school headphones.
Yeah, I've been using a gaming headphone for a while now myself.
The old standard Apple headphones that come with the phone.
Do you guys have public libraries in Australia?
Yeah.
Are you a member of one?
No. I haven't been
Like,
to
do
the
you
library
have a
since I was
library
at school.
card?
No.
As I was gonna say, you can get most Image comics you could get digitally for a month from the libraries too, so you don't have to pay shipping and you can check some books out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an app called Hoopla.
Hoobla.
HOOPLA. So yeah, you can get it digital pretty easily, like just on the, like that's the trade paperback, 160 pages.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. But then a couple books that I pulled out. Let me see here. Did you guys ever hear of this one? 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank.
Nah.
Is that another Image book?
No, this one's it might as well be. It's Black Mask. But it's I think it's Tyler Boss and Matt Rosenberg. It's almost like a Stranger Things type of stories. It takes place in the 80s, and it has a lot of like video game references and tabletop gaming references and stuff. But it's a really fun book if you can get past the artist's social media presence and the writer's social media presence. It's really good.
The douche on Twitter, is he?
He's very political. Like I muted and unfollowed him probably 2-3 years ago. But then this one here, this is the comic book that got me back into reading monthly comics. This is from Archie's Horror, but it's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. Me and Cal were talking about it the other day. This is it's Archie comic characters, but it's a dark fucking book. Like it's legit about witchcraft. And the artist on it, he has a really weird style. It looks like everything's like done on an oil painting, like as oil paintings.
Yeah, cool.
But like, check out some of that artwork. Oop.
Blurry, but you can sort of make it out.
See if I can go back a little more so you can see it.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, it's a dark story, man. It took like 4 years for the 8-issue series to be finished because the artist he like broke both of his hands in a car accident after the 3rd issue, and there like every couple of months something else horrible happened to the creative team.
Bit of an omen.
Yeah. But then this is one of the first comics I ever bought right here. This is pretty beat up. I don't know how many times I've read it, but Spawn number 10. You ever read this one?
I've never actually read a Spawn book.
This one's great. It's not as much about Spawn as it's about the comics book industry. Him and Cerebus were the 2 most popular creator-owned books. So they went to this special section of hell, and it's basically just Todd McFarlane's views on company-owned IP and how they imprison characters and exploit them for the rest of their lives.
I was watching a Simpsons episode the other day. It was on TV, and it was about a new comic shop opened up across the road from the old one, and Bart and that didn't like the old guy because he was just a miserable comic guy. And then the new shop come in and let them read books for free and all that. But they had a song in the comic shop in the episode. They had a signing with Alan Moore and I think Warren Ellis or someone, and they were talking about. And in the episode, he's like, basically what Todd McFarlane said about stop writing for the main 2 companies because they just slave labor and you don't own anything.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What season was that on? Do you know? Because I'm probably 10 years behind on The Simpsons, but I have Disney Plus, so I like the comic book episodes.
Oh, I can't remember. It might be like, what are they up to now? They're up to like episode season 30 or something now, aren't they?
Yeah, I'll have to Google it. I'll check that out tonight. After the stream last night, me and Chaotic, we were talking about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I stayed up pretty much all night watching the old BBC series of it. It's terrible sci-fi, but I loved it. It's almost like Twilight Zone, like really bad special effects. The guy has like a second head, but you can tell like it's just really cheap prosthetics because it kind of like wiggles and shifts and moves around while he's acting.
It's season 19, episode 7.
I need to type that somewhere.
Just go Alan Moore Simpsons on Google and it's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that. I've never seen that one. Sorry, we keep getting dead air. And CG World Order keeps muting himself. He's probably got friends in the back room again.
He's probably got his air conditioner on.
No, I don't know if we got friends in the back room. Do we got? Is Joe Glass back? Let's get him back in here.
I can invite worse friends on.
I don't know if it was him. I don't know how we would have got the link. Unless one of you guys tweeted it out.
I can invite one of my friends on, but from what I know, they kill streams, so I don't know if the viewership will put up with it.
Bean and that should be in here too, I think.
What's that?
Dean and that should be in here soon.
Oh, right on.
What were you guys saying about Chaotic paying some guy for 16 pages or whatever? Not getting
Yeah,
him
he
yet?
was. We did a stream together last night, and we were just talking, kind of shooting the shit about projects that we're working on. And me and him, we both had ideas for space comedies, so we were talking a little bit about collaborating on that. But he was saying that he hired someone like 2 years ago for a 16-page story, and he's still waiting on it. But I guess he's actually hired people for 3 different books.
Yeah, that's not good. I think you'd be.
But he was saying that he didn't on one project he didn't give the guy a deadline of when he needed it due by. So
I mean, come on.
yeah, we were just talking about page rates and stuff before you jumped on this one. That's why I brought it up. It was like, if Calloway's got to pay, $50 a page or more, to get his book done, like, you kind of need to expect like a page a day, if you're making that kind of financial sacrifice on the front end. That's a lot of money to miss out on.
Who's doing your prototype work for you, Calloway?
That's I don't know his real name. On Facebook, he goes by Mandy War Art or something like that. He's from Cuba.
Really?
Yeah.
They let them have comic books down in Cuba?
Yes, sir.
What's his page rates? His art's pretty good.
I think he told me $50 a page US.
Okay.
The average, like, you find a lot of people on Facebook, they're between 50 and 150. But like, then for us, because it's Australia and it converts to a shitload more. So to sort of get a page done in Australia with pencils, inks, colours, and probably letters, you're looking at probably at least 200 Australian dollars easy. If you're doing cheap page rates.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to that James Dean Anderson who done Ethan's logo, and he quoted me $200 for a logo, which is pretty cheap. But with the
Yeah, but
Australian dollar, it's $300.
with a logo, at least that's something that you'll make your money back on it tenfold, because
Yeah.
you're just going to keep reusing it,
Yeah.
But who was that quoted you that?
For the logo,
Yeah.
that was James Dean Anderson who done Ethan's.
Yeah,
He also
I had
done
to ask
Chaotix
again.
as well.
I didn't want to get the name wrong with like Jeffrey Dean Morgan or something. I'll have to add him because I still need to get a logo going on my book. But I'm still
He's
like,
not on Twitter anymore, apparently.
no?
Nah, had enough.
I wonder if they ran him off.
Have you talked to Greg since we talked last, CG?
No, man, I haven't talked to him in a while.
Huh.
I got him on Facebook, but he didn't know it's me. I talked to him for a long time one day, and I was just, you know how we streamed there a few times, and I was just talking to him about everything we streamed about, and I was waiting for him to say, "Who is this?" But he didn't say nothing, man. Dude was friggin' fired up. He's an excitable guy.
Yeah.
But last I talked to him, though, he's got something pretty big in the works. So
yeah.
But
just weird, like it was just kind of. I just kind of want to do a wellness check on the guy. He just dropped off the planet.
Yeah, I think he told me he got. Let me see here. He texted me one day. I think he got kicked off Twitter for a while.
Oh, got ya.
Yeah, he got he got kicked off Twitter, fighting with SJW. So when was that?
Yeah, I could see that, and it was probably Star Wars related. That's where his passions run real hot.
Well, it says here, he says, I was the sole voice of reason in a post where people were celebrating a murder. Twitter wants people fighting, not trying to chill people out. You just got to avoid those things, man. It's there's no.
Did you
Huh? Go ahead.
Did you get in the one today? A guy named like Aces something just tagged a shitload of people asking questions about ComicsGate.
Dean put the thread in the group.
That Aces. Does he have like a wizard avatar or something like that?
Ace.
No, it's like a bald guy with a mustache.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that guy. He's been going on about ComicsGate for a few days now.
It's Ace Blade is his name.
Yeah.
After the stream last night, I responded to him, and I woke up with like just a shitload of comments and ats. And like I'm trying to catch up in the thread, and like all of a sudden it's like two different guys that are ComicsGate fighting with each other.
Yeah, we get a lot.
Then I just kind of removed myself from the conversation. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, man. There's just you can't get on there and reason with those people and have conversations with them. They're just off the wall insane. You ain't changing nobody's mind. Everybody on Twitter's irrational. I mean, have you seen Callaway's post? God damn.
It's Twitter. It makes you just say stupid things.
Oh, it pisses you off to no end, man. It does. When you get so fucking mad and you're just I don't know. You just start going through the fucking roof and you just want to reach through the screen and start strangling people and you can't. So you just start saying shit that get you banned.
And I was watching. What's going on, Dean?
G'day, fellas.
Good eye, mate.
I was trying to find one stream. They were talking. I guess they're talking about foods that you will not eat, and there's one where Narwhal just starts complaining about oranges and how he won't eat them because they're too frustrating. I was trying to find that stream today. Wanted some escapism.
He doesn't like oranges, huh?
Yeah, but it was just ridiculous. Like how he was trying to describe how difficult they are to rip open and like get the fruit out. So
yeah, they're a pain in the ass, and if you get that white skin on them, it tastes like soap, and it's just you got seeds in them, and
You guys' oranges must be different to ours.
Yeah, Kentucky oranges, man. You don't. They're a pain in the ass.
Have you ever tried cutting an orange into quarters?
Yeah, of course.
Just leave the skin on?
No.
Like, there's ways around it.
I just I buy it in liquid form. I don't have to fuck with it.
Liquid form.
So what's going on, Kels? What are you doing?
What
have I missed?
I'm just drawing a sketch of a house layout so I can figure out how to write a scene that I'm stuck writing.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know much. We think we had Joe Glass in here in the back room before, but we're not sure.
Damn, that would have been exciting.
But I can't work out how he would have got the link.
No. He couldn't have. You didn't
It's
tweet
his
it out
avatar.
accidentally again, did you?
No, I didn't, unless Skip or someone did, yeah.
Wow,
Did
why was I
anyone
the
tweet it?
first name?
Yeah, what the hell?
Did anyone tweet it out?
No.
Joe Glass probably has me blocked. Because I don't even know who he is.
Joe's got connections.
He's not important.
It was his avatar anyway, so who knows?
Did you let him in?
No. We thought it was CG fucking with us, but
Should let him in.
Yeah, you definitely should have.
We'll never know now.
Mm.
Oh. So what comic books have we been talking about?
I was talking about Spawn issue 10.
And the shirtless men bear beater.
Shirtless bear fighter.
The shirtless bear fighter. That is an epic name for a comic book, man. That is awesome.
CG, look up the artist. He's on Twitter. His shit's great. Like all he posts on Twitter is like people fighting bears, like real videos. But his name's Nil Vendrell, Nil, last name Vendrell. The work's amazing. It's obviously like comedy, but it's gold. Let's see if I'm still following him.
Make sure you share that screen too. I want to see this.
Yeah,
Well,
it's got its own Twitter page.
You found it?
They've got figures.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, hang on a minute.
Did you want me to share a screen or something?
Yeah, go ahead and you can share mine. Look at this. There he is.
Hell yeah. That was before EVS made a toy. Look at that thing.
Bloody hell. Look at his chin.
That is a stout beard right there, man.
That's perfect for the comic book like representation. That's perfect.
Oh, that's great.
That's Gerard Butler right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I loved this book when it came out, man. There's only one cover that I couldn't get. It sold out so fast as a variant, and it looked like a 1970s pulp jungle comic cover. It was like a hand painted realistic one. It looked so good. But I loved that series. It was hilarious.
They got a pantless version.
Yeah, it's pixelated. Like, because the comics has it pixelated when he's running around naked. I'm telling you guys, check this book out. You will not be disappointed. I've never laughed so hard reading a comic.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check
awesome.
How do you even come up with an idea like that? That is awesome.
Yeah, the problem is, why aren't we thinking of one?
Oh, here's a video.
Is there a video?
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want that on their shelf, right? Did you guys see that that book that was being promoted around this morning?
The Hammer?
Ava? No, oh, Hammer. Yeah, I was going to bring that up later. Eva, EYVA.
No, I didn't hear anything about that one.
It was popping up all over my timeline this morning. Here, I'll show you. Where we go? Here. I'm pretty sure it's got a trailer too, so we can watch that. Hmm.
Sorry, I'm like rereading this book now. It's got me sucked back in.
What are you reading?
Shirtless Bear Fighter.
Oh.
But see, that chin is perfect.
Oh, look at that! That third panel there. He really is. He really is Gerard Butler.
Yeah, this is the picture I pulled up earlier, but just walking around swinging.
Holy shit. Kels, you gonna share the screen? Good man. Yeah, let's have a
We'll be
look
back
at
in
this.
a sec.
Ivor is a cyberpunk comic book series based on a love of 80s sci-fi and fantasy fiction. The story is set in the Ardent Nation, an upbeat, stylized technological utopia set in the 23rd century. However, all is not what it seems. Individuality and privacy are rare commodities that only the governing elite are privileged to. So imagine, if you will, social media becoming the governing body of a surviving nation. Everything about you and what you do since the day you were born is automatically streamed onto your timeline. This is then monitored by a totalitarian regime known as Mainframe. Mainframe's prime directive is to compete for technological advancement and for survival in a post-apocalyptic world. In the spirit of fighting cyber terrorism, people of the Ardent Nation are kept on a short leash through the use of surveillance implants. The message is simple: comply with Mainframe's standard behavior protocol or be rehabilitated. It's all about working as a collective for a common cause while suppressing any scope for individual thought and self-expression. Ivor is now complete and ready for publication. It's a labour of love that's been brought to life by the epic illustrative skills of Timothy Green II. It's an extraordinary journey, one of which we hope our readers will join us on.
That looks good.
Yeah, actually, I'm really impressed. I'm glad that there's more cyberpunk stuff coming out. It needs more of that. Like Fireball was a great example of that one, but that's not out yet. Still a fair bit away, I think. But yeah, not bad art at all. Well, look, that's a great looking cityscape.
Yeah.
All right, I'll close that off. Who's still in the stream? I can't even see. All right, what'd you think, Rog?
That wasn't
Roger,
bad. Was that digital art?
Yeah, I guess. It looks like it was at least digitally colored.
I really like that cityscape. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know where Callaway's gone, but I'll put another thing in the screen here.
Yeah,
You just brought this one up a minute ago, Hammer. I've put this one on my watch list, but I haven't actually looked at it yet. So this is going to be my first time seeing this.
You didn't share sound, Dean.
for Christ's sake. Hold on. Let's fix that. Stop sharing screen. That is 100% your fault, Callaway. Alright, can you see my screen yet? Let's see now. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Ragnarok has come, and the mighty hammer Mjolnir is moving ever closer to Midgard. The hammer seeks a new master, this one in the form of a golden Valkyrie by the name of Star. Born of the wasteland, a scrapper now burdened with the mighty hammer, Star must survive insurmountable odds. She must rise to the challenge and take her rightful place among the old gods. Loki, the gritting god and his loyal acolytes, will raise Valhalla to gain the power of Asgard's most powerful artifact. And hell awaits.
Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's getting colored too, isn't it? We'll have a look real quick. Nope, it's going to be black and white. Spewing. That's a letdown for me. But I really like the artwork on this.
Is it funded completely yet?
Yeah, looks good. But only 8,000. He's not even at 10,000 yet. That's a bit disappointing. But yeah, definitely. I like the idea of this. So even without color, that being a slight letdown, it's not a deal breaker. So I'll definitely still be back in this one. But even then, how did I only hear about this now? Like 4 days left. I only heard about this yesterday. So.
Yeah, I've just seen this pop up over the last couple of days too. It's just, man, it's just a way of Twitter. They're just, you know.
Oh, yeah, you see new people every day that apparently have been part of ComicsMATE or have been in the scene at least for ages, and I've never even seen them at all.
Yeah.
Like, did you see that video of all those people saying they were the leader of ComicsMATE?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any of those people.
There was a couple in there that aren't ComicsMATE anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you ever come across Bean from Pa on Twitter, she was in that video, and she's no longer part of ComicsMATE.
Oh, that's disappointing. Did you see me this morning? I was having actually a really good conversation with a couple of those. Well, I don't know. I don't want to call them anti-SJWs, but they're like anti-CG, but they're definitely from the other side.
I didn't see that.
There was a couple of them that were actually, like, I don't know, like they weren't throwing out insults and shit left and right. Gave me a bit of hope. I'll send you a link.
As soon as he mentioned Nazi politics, that was it. I was lost interest in.
There you go, Callaway saw it.
Like, why does we keep?
I think that was more just an example. All right, I think that was just an example he was using.
Yeah, but you get sick of hearing that word all the time, eh? Like,
oh yeah, definitely. The only Nazis I care about are Hydra and stuff like that. You know, fictional,
like
magical
if
Nazis.
They want to put politics in there, why can't they just be politics? Why does it always have to be that word? Why does it always have to be? You know what I mean? There is other politics in life than just that shit. You know?
Yeah, well, I'm not even fussed about that. Like, I'm just more. You've got to just, like, every comic book in the mainstream industry right now has become leftist propaganda, and to the point where even people on the left don't agree with it all. So as long as they're showing, you know, like if you get, all right, this book here is leftist propaganda, and then the book next to it is far right propaganda, at least you've got representation on, like you've got proper, all right, okay, you're getting ripped to pieces when you read that book, but if you read this book, that author is getting ripped to pieces.
Yeah.
And that seems to be my main issue with it all, is that it's overrun with just one point of view. Because you can have, like, a lot of people say no politics in books and stuff like that. Like, I know that's how you feel, Cal. But I think, like, if you've got, like, a conspiracy story or something like that, you've got, lawyers and government agents and things, you're going to have to come across some sort of politics.
Oh, I don't care about that. Like, my book's got a politician in it. So
exactly. And so, like, even if you don't agree with that character, it still makes sense to have that character, represent whatever it is he's, whatever politics or whatever it is that character is supposed to represent properly. You're not just going to make him a dick because you don't agree with him personally.
Yeah, it's just they seem to
just own,
put
like
one sort of politics in it. They don't just put normal politics. It's always got to be
it's very far. It's all very far hard, like propaganda style, whereas that's not at all what anyone wants.
That's right. And I was reading his thread, and then when he said those sort of politics, I'm like, well, there's a billion other politics in the world, and you keep coming back to that one issue. So it's like, yeah, what's the point? But that's my thoughts on it anyway.
You're just like, fuck this whole Nazi thing, and I'm out.
Yeah, as soon as I read it, I'm like, that's me done. I'm not going to read the rest.
Oh, all right. Well, let's check this one up. This guy was on Michael Bancroft's stream the other day. We got a great one today.
Oh, I don't know where you went.
I really like the art on this one.
The skits? Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Hold on, I gotta stop. I didn't share the sound.
That's your fault, not mine.
Yep. Nothing but the best. Waiting on you now, Cal.
Minute.
Bloody brilliant, that is. And that is nothing like my artwork at all, yeah, but I love every bit of it. The environments are all twisted and weird. The characters are beautiful and ugly at the same time. It's great. I love it. Like, look at that. That one on the right with the bridge. Fucking hell. I wish I could draw environments half as good as that.
You can draw leaves.
That's what I've spent all morning doing, coloring leaves. Never again. Never ever again. See, even that, like, that tree running across the top corner of that picture, I've done that style like a silhouette of a tree so many times already. 5 pages in, and I've done so many trees. Yeah, I really, really like this book.
Looks pretty good.
But anyway, before we get into back into any new books, let's have a talk about. Was it Skip who brought it up earlier? Before we were streaming, what were the comic books that got you into comics in the first place? What are some of your all-time favorites?
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, I was hoping to hear what you guys had first.
There was a couple that got me back into reading comics. Shirtless Bear Fighter, because I've always collected comics, but like monthly books I would lose interest in and then just kind of stop the pull list. But
Yeah.
I heard about this one years ago, probably like 5 or 6 years ago. This is Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It's a horror
Sabrina the
book.
Teenage Witch.
Yeah, that's who it's about. But it's dark horror. It's a really cool take on it.
Awesome.
I heard about it on there's a podcast called I think it's just called Comic Book Men. It's the guys from the Comic Book Men TV show, Kevin Smith's shop.
Yeah, I know that. I know that podcast. I know that show. I love it.
The one with Mike and Ming Cheng. They were talking about this. They're like, no, seriously, this isn't like the TV show version of Sabrina. This is some real horror. So I checked that out, and I was like, it's a great book. And then what else do we got here? Did you guys read Scotty Young's? This is an Image book here. I Hate Fairyland.
No, I've never even heard of that.
I Hate Fairyland. It's a really cartoony, funny version of Alice in Wonderland, basically. Like her name's Gertrude. She goes on a mythical fairy quest, and it's only supposed to take her a day. But she's so bad at it, and she doesn't follow the rules, so she's stuck in this fairyland for about 30 years, and she won't age. And she's just miserable, and it's a hilarious book. It's real funny stuff. And then probably the book I've read the most, I was saying, is let me see where I put it. Spawn number 10.
Yeah, I've got heaps of Spawn.
Yeah, this one here.
No,
And then yeah, this one, it's about Todd McFarlane and why he left Marvel Comics and helped to found Image. And then but this is probably the book I've had for the longest time. Let me see when this came out. So no, this is 1992 also. So I have the whole run of Sin City.
Oh wow, I love the movie. That's one of my guilty pleasures.
Yeah, it follows it perfect. They use the comic for the storyboards in it.
Yeah, it really shows.
But
too.
yeah, when I was in high school and McFarlane toys had come out, one of my buddies had the McFarlane toy of Marvin the Electric Chair, and I'm like, what's that? He's like, oh man, it's Sin City. So when I first started driving when I was 16, we would go and look at comic book shops through long boxes, because that wasn't a monthly book. The rest, it's in a series called Dark Horse Presents, and there was only like 10 pages in each issue of Dark Horse Presents.
Oh really?
So took me months to like get that whole run together, but yeah, that I probably had the longest. I think that's about it
really
for
cool.
what I pulled out. And then I have the rest of the run here, the Dark Horse Presents covers. See, there's on this side here, that's the other books that are in it, or the other stories. So like Sin City didn't even get the cover on this month's.
I never knew that about Sin City. That's really interesting.
And then there's a couple where he's on the cover still though. And there he is again.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Sin City I think was like the first like, is I'm kind of a kid of the '90s, so I wasn't reading books or comics when the Frank Miller Dark Knight came out. But when Sin City came out, I mean, I think I was 19 or 20 when we got the first glimpse of the movie trailer, and me and all my friends, like, we loved the book, so we were just like flipping out, like, holy shit, they're making this one? And then like you see the trailer, and it's like, it looks just like it. It's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the movie was actually my first time seeing Sin City at all. I must only be a couple of years younger than you, because I was born in 1990.
Yeah, that was the well, it's through Dark Horse, so it's not really an indie book, but that was like the first book I ever read that was out of the big two, and I had no idea that people wrote comics like that. Like, it was dark, it was adult, and it was violent.
Yeah, I can't tell you what the first one I ever read was. I've read so many indie books, but I have more random horror books and things, just one-off, issues or short stories, than I actually have superhero books these days. I'm looking at my shelf right now. I'm trying to see like what anything good. Oh, there's one. I was talking about this one the other week with Kels. The October Faction. They made a series about it on Netflix, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
But the book was actually great. I've got all the books. They're really good.
Yeah, I have the Old Guard comic series, and I haven't watched the Netflix series. I really don't want to risk it.
Netflix has ruined more things than it hasn't,
Yeah, they actually did the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina TV show, and it's like a teen drama. It's not dark at all. It's terrible compared to that comic that I was showing.
Yeah, I've had to watch some of those episodes with, girlfriends.
Yeah, the comic's a lot better, I assure you that much.
No, fingers crossed. You're awfully quiet, Callaway.
Oh, I'm just sketching.
So are you doing the floor plan to a house, or are you like actually like drawing a house from different angles?
Floor pan at the moment, but yeah, then a bit of everything.
So, pro tip, go on like an apartment finder website and just copy the floor plan.
Yeah, I've been doing all that, but I can never sort of. There's a lot on there that are just real big. It's only like a small house. It's not a big house. So.
Yeah. Like I'm terrible at architecture and stuff like that, so I'll go on like on actual websites. Or have you ever used SketchUp?
No, I haven't. Never heard of it.
SketchUp is a lot of royalty-free files, and it'll be like building designs, staircases, and things like that, where you can import it into your image and then draw on top of it.
What's it called?
SketchUp.
SketchUp.
Yep. Yeah, but as one word.
Okay. Better write that down.
It'll come in handy if you want to do stairs and things like that.
Yeah, because I need a sort of
Windows.
like an L-shaped internal staircase for the scene that I'm sort of writing.
Yeah, it'd be great for something like that.
Yeah.
I haven't used SketchUp, but I've used things like it before. But
What's
not
been
now.
happening, CG? You're normally
He's not even in here.
Miss Chatty. Where's he gone?
I don't know.
Oh.
But yeah.
Where's Kimasabi?
No idea. He's probably working or something. It's weekday.
Writing his novel.
He's writing his 5th novel this week, knowing him.
Must be nice to be that productive.
Oh yeah,
He sends
that's
he
what
sends
does.
the message on the group chats like 10 a.m. He's like, I've already done 3,000 words. I'm like,
That's great.
so what's going on with your book, Skip? How far are you on yours?
I'm not far at all. I started coloring a page last night. I'm still working on that. I'm on the second panel. Show you here. I'll show you how the first panel is looking. Share my screen here. I'm just doing the flats on the second panel right now. All right. That's what I got done last night. This one here.
What's the story about?
This guy here, he gets in a car accident while he's driving, and the passenger dies, so he ends up going to prison. And then he flash forward when he gets out, he kind of realizes that there's some strange things going on in his town, but no one really respects his opinion because they all liked the guy that was in the car with him more than they like him.
Oh.
And,
Okay.
I don't know. It's gonna be like a dark small town crime story.
That's cool. I'm trying to open Twitter and everything. I'm trying to get into this stream on my tablet so I can show you what I've been working on lately.
And then here's a couple other panels from other pages, but I think that's it right now. Oh no, there's another page. My girlfriend got me a new tablet to draw on, and it crashed the drivers on my computer, so I had to uninstall everything, and now I'm just back to my old one. We're sending the new one back.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, and I'm going really slow with this because I wanted to have more of a painterly look to it, so I'm treating it like a painting instead of doing a hard outline and then just using the bucket fill. So
Yeah, no, it's definitely better to take your time. I'm doing the same thing. I'm I'm usually pretty slow anyway, but I'm working that extra little bit slower just so I can pay attention to all the little details and things in every page. I've been saying it to Cal and everyone that people are going to skip past a panel on a page that I spent a week on.
yeah, it's just tough right now. Like people can get inside your head, and if you're working on something like and then you go on other streams and you see like Rob Willis's work and Michael Bancroft, these guys are unestablished and they're coming out with phenomenal stuff. So it's like, all right, I don't want to get my book done right now. I want to like get the best product I can possibly make done. So I kind of stopped rushing and just want to figure it out.
Yeah, I understand that.
But the only problem is I've never colored a book this way, so it's been like a slow learning process for me.
Yeah, well, I usually color everything digitally anyway, but this is the first time I've ever used Photoshop to do it all. And
Yeah.
so that's the real difference I'm dealing with right now. All right, hold on. All right, don't put me in the screen there, okay? Hold on. We'll turn all this shit down. Whoa, that's horrible. All right, there we go. No volume on that. Yeah, no, don't put that in here.
What's the second screen?
It's my tablet. I've opened all of this on my tablet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't show these tips again. Okay. Yeah. Screen share. Alright. Print.
Where'd Dean James go?
I'm still here. Alright, I'm just gonna try and find, like, I'll show you guys the title page, the very front. There's no title or any written by or anything on it yet, but there is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about 95% finished. I've just got to do some final touches on the coloring. It's the closest thing I have to something finished right now, so I'll show you that.
Do you know what the logo looks like on that SketchUp?
Let's pull it up. I haven't used it in a while, but
Here we go. This is my title page. And it's going to have the title of my book right through the middle there. And I've really just got to do a bit of lighting on the leaves in the foreground and the trees, closest trees to us.
the sky looks awesome.
That's not your cover. That's just
Yeah, no, it's not the cover. It's just the title page. First page of the book when you open it up. In the black at the bottom, it'll say written by Dean and all that. Special thanks and shit at the bottom. And then in the middle somewhere, it's going to have the title.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I colored all of that and made sure I pretty much finished it because I wasn't sure I could on Photoshop.
Yeah, it's just sketchup.com.
So what do you think, Cal? Do you hate it?
Not sure. I'll type it in. No, that page is awesome.
So
I'm
what's
going
the
to
red? What's the red and the blue crystal thing at the top meant to be?
I don't know how to say that without really spoiling it. Like, it's Earth, but it's not it's not our planet. Like, that's not our home. Like, that's not Earth. You know,
Okay.
Like, I set it in another world just to kind of avoid, because I don't know much about politics or anything like that, so I'd rather avoid all. That's why I'm not writing a cop story or something, you know? I just wrote a magical, fantastical story. And so it's not set in our world at all. And those giant crystals are part of the story. They're part of the plot. And you can actually see some in the background too. Hold on. I'll try and zoom in. See, like, oh, what the hell? What is that? Here we go. Zoom in. Oh, yeah, you can zoom right in too, by the way. It's huge. So see, you got some crystals in the background there as well, coming out of the clouds.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh, yeah, you can see the deer. Or...
Oh, yeah. You want to see something cool?
Where's the frog?
Yeah, hold on. I'll show you the frog boy in a sec. We also have a spider. So yeah, this is actually full. There's actually animals all over the place.
Oh, jeez.
There's the frog boy. Up in the tree. Yeah, I was working on this for ages just because. But all I've got to do now is basically the lighting on all these orangey coloured leaves in the foreground.
Jeez.
Yeah. And down here at the bottom here, these need to be lit properly. Yeah, other than that, very happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh, hey, cool. I can see it on my computer monitor at the moment. This is the first time Yeah, awesome. It looks a lot brighter. I like it. Yeah, awesome. Sweet. Ugh. I'll die inside if people hate my artwork.
Not much you can do about it, though.
Yeah, just get better. That's what I got to do.
Well, it can't be shit because you've come out on live stream and saying it's good, so it'll be good.
Of course I'm going to say it's good. It's my stuff. Until someone says it's shit. Well,
Needs more cowbell. CG World Order sent you the link to SketchUp, Kellaway.
Yeah. I'll open that later. Yeah.
legend.
So I don't know if you remember, Skip. Remember when we first started talking? Did you look into any of the that tattoo program for artists and stuff?
The what?
I'm trying to remember what you're talking about.
To put tattoos on comic characters.
Oh
app for
yeah.
Remember that?
No, it's not an app. I was saying we could do like a PNG file, and then we could distort it onto the character as a different layer. Because I saw someone had a file that they were making of like just the chest logos for superheroes.
Yeah.
And then they would stick it on the character, so instead of trying to draw it every time, they would stick it on and then distort it to whatever angle the person's chest was facing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if you needed, like, if your character had a sleeve tattoo or something. That would be
Yeah,
really
that's
useful.
what I want.
Yeah, that's exactly
really
why.
Curious to see what my character would look like with a couple of sleeve tattoos.
I'm gonna
Just
look into
rather
that
than-
because I've been debating the same thing.
Rather than just having a clean cut cop, like lots of cops and people in real world now have full tattoos. It's not taboo anymore. So
We talking about the sheriff?
yeah.
Yeah, he'd look cool with some tattoos.
So it might not. It might look terrible, but it's just something I sort of want to explore before I
True.
do it all.
And
All right, so I'm gonna draw something real quick, and I'll show you what I was talking about on how to do it.
Okay.
Because I forgot all about that conversation. I'm sorry.
Not good enough. Man, more than an apology.
I'll just share that for the fun of it too, rather than just having our ugly mugs on the screen. I can have this ugly mug on the screen.
Looks like Venom and a Redback had a baby.
Now you know Resident Evil. I think it looks more like a liquor from Resident Evil, but it has skin. These are also in my book.
Does it have eyes? Is that the little white
Nope.
eye?
Nope. No eyes, mate.
Does it use like sense of smell or something?
I would assume it's its giant ears.
Ah.
Yep. Something like a bat. Yeah. I'm really proud of the detail in it. Like, look, even the veins have blood going through them. Bloody brilliant.
So how many pages have you drawn?
I've penciled nearly 10. I've inked about 7, and I've coloured 4.
And how many pages all up have you got to do?
120.
Oh.
Book 1 is 60. Book 1 is 60. Part 1 is 60, and Part 2 is 60 as well.
Oh yeah. I was thinking 120 for book 1. Yeah, right.
No, it's 120 for the first full story, the first full arc. It's just, yeah, I decided to split it up just for, sanity's sake.
Yeah, I'm going to do that with mine. Mine's going to be like a 3-book story. So 60, 60, and 60.
Nice. Yeah, I wrote the whole story without really thinking about how many pages it would be. And then once I had the story written and I was happy with it, I decided to figure out, how many pages and panels and things it would be in a comic book and then cut it up because it got too long.
Oh, yeah.
It takes me a year to do 100 pages and color them,
Yeah, if you can take you longer than that, if you're not doing it, like if it's not
Every
your
day.
full-time job.
Exactly. And it's not. Like, I have to go to uni sometimes. Like,
How's things going down there with all the new COVID stuff? Is it getting worse or what?
it's bullshit. We're not even allowed to leave the house. Every time I go to Safeway or something, I get pulled over by the cops. as I said, I have to go to uni sometimes because uni is pretty much cancelled. And basically, I'm back down to just getting casual work and things because they don't want anyone at work ever.
There was like 300 more cases last night or something, wasn't there?
I don't know, honestly.
When it sort of first started breaking out, like Australia wide, up where I am, we had one guy. He got caught. Got pulled over. He went on a Tinder date, and he wasn't supposed to. He was supposed to be on lockdown. So I'm like, that's a rookie error. If you're going to go on a Tinder date, at least buy a bottle of milk on your way home. So if you get pulled up, you can say, I was going to get milk.
Fuck smarter.
That's great.
Yeah. The cop pulls him out. What are you doing, son? Oh, I just went on a Tinder date. Oh, well, that'll cost you a few thousand.
Yeah. I hope she swallowed. Yeah. We also have a pale albino version.
Nah, black one's better.
The black ones are the main ones. This albino one is special. Or it will be special further down the line. But you made it in book one.
How did you come up with something like that?
It's a goddamn nightmare, right? I don't. It's kind of. I was watching a lot of documentaries as well as a lot of horror movies like The Thing and Swamp Thing and stuff. And then I came across, as I said, the documentaries. I was watching a lot of lions and hyenas. That's a lot of mammals like that, and I think it's kind of an amalgamation of a lot of them. Because the way I see it, like they look very big. I'm not gonna lie, but if you put a person next to the thing, it's only about 4 foot tall. Like picture a little demon bat monkey, you know?
Yeah.
And like there would be a lot of them, and they'd be jumping through the trees and like rushing at you really quickly and biting you and clawing at you. They're really
So
just fodder.
Have you got like a lot of animals or monsters in your story?
These are the main ones. There is a lot of animals that you will see just kind of in the in the environment and stuff in certain panels, just because I wanted to draw an animal there. But these are the main animals you will see in the book one at least. And then there is another, for lack of a better word, a monster, because it's not an animal the way these things are. I'm referring to these things as animals. The big bad of the story is also part of the environment and things like that, but it comes from that world, but it's not like an animal. It's evil.
What's the guy that does the voiceover on the Animal Planet show? Is it Attenborough?
Yeah,
him?
David.
You should get him to do your trailer for your book.
I don't know. I'm definitely going to get a censor to it, so I'll tell them that.
All right, so this is what I was talking about, Callaway. So I just now drew this. It's on a clear layer. All right. So what I was talking about is we could make a stat sheet for you of the tattoos you wanted, and I'm going to try it. I pulled up a picture with someone that had a bare arm, right? So we'll see if we can just distort that tattoo to fit on her arm there. So
nice. I'm actually interested to see you do this too. I know it's going to work.
Oh, shoot. Hold on a second. I got to merge the layers. So, merge layers.
Free transform and all that.
Delete that layer real quick. Okay, try this again. Okay, then... Can you guys see it on the share screen?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So apply that one. And then there's a tool called Free Transform. And that's where you get like curves and stuff.
Yep.
So we want that there. It's here. And kind of turn that in. Okay. So that's what I was talking about for like how to put a tattoo on somebody and keep it consistent.
Yeah, and that works so brilliantly too.
Because I, when we were talking about it, I was telling him on a Deadly Class, there's a character and she has like full sleeves, but they're like the Japanese style stuff with like wind bars and koi fish and dragons, and it's like so. Like it's so detailed. Like there's no way the artist would just keep drawing that. So Kellaway, if you come up with like ideas you want, just message them to me, and I'll see if I can draw them for you, and then email you the stat sheet.
Photos, like if I took a heap of photos from different angles of my arm just to see if we could get it to work, because like I got arms covered in tattoos.
Well, you want your tattoos?
Like I probably wouldn't put my tattoo on him, but just to see if we could actually get it to work. Would that work?
No.
Like, would you be?
Yeah, we can try it.
We could do it with a photo.
That was pretty simple.
Because like I could send you a picture of my character design of the guy that's done the design of my character, and I don't know. Do you want to see if it work?
Yeah, definitely. That'll be fun to play with.
Like, I'll give you money for it, you know. And all that sort
No,
of stuff,
don't even worry about that. We'll just message it to me, and then just remind me about it if you don't hear back, like in like a day or two, because I could probably do it like tomorrow night or something, and then we could just screw around with it on a stream one day, so we have something that we're actually have a topic for.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, we could do it on the stream. It'd be interesting. I bet people would want to watch that.
I'll find someone to take some photos or something, and yeah.
Well, like just for an example, like what would you like the tattoo to be of?
Well, like I myself, I love all Japanese stuff, like Japanese culture. Like my arm is like all Japanese dragons and koi fish and flowers and all that sort of stuff. But my character, he's a former soldier, and his father was a Vietnam vet. And then his father also went into the police force, and he died in the line of duty. So I thought maybe if he was going to have sleeves, it might be something like a military theme, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, but.
Let's see if I can copy this here.
If you're going to play around with it now, I'll send you a quick picture of my character if you want to see if that would work.
Yeah, go ahead and send it to me.
Okay, skip.
Oh, no. I don't think that one's saved.
You know, if it comes out blurry. But...
I'm going to stop my screen for a minute.
I'm just going to go and drain the lizard.
Holy crap.
Let's see here. Trying to pull up military tattoos. So what kind of software do you use? You said you were doing it on your tablet?
Yeah, I'm literally doing everything on Photoshop for the actual comic book.
You use Photoshop?
Yeah. Oh, I used to use Critter and basically anything that was free. But when I started university, I needed to get Adobe Animate, I needed Premiere, and I needed Photoshop, and a bunch of others. So I've just subscribed to them all now. But I get a student discount, which is all right.
Yeah, that's good. I quit using Photoshop as soon as it went monthly, and then I got Clip Studio. But from what I hear, like the new versions of that are monthly charge too.
Oh, I don't know. Other than Adobe, I've never really paid for any of them. I've always used Critter and WordPress and something else. They're always free. What's the other one called?
Find a cool sleeve for him.
The other one's called Bamboo.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Bamboo.
Did the picture come through, Skip?
I haven't checked. I'm looking up military tattoos. Did you send it on Twitter?
Yeah, just to your
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, have a look at this. Oh no, where'd it go? Oh, there we go. It's Damien. That's a 10-year-old.
What the? More like 110-year-old.
Just saw this on Twitter now. I learned not to do that when I was about 13. The more wrinkles and things you add to someone's face, the more manly and older they look. You don't do that to children. You don't do that to women in books. Like, look at he's got crow's feet and more wrinkles on his forehead than I do. Holy shit.
He just looks like a pissed off man. Like, he looks a bit...
If he wasn't wearing the Robin suit, I would not have known that was Damien.
All the people throwing a fit over Peregrine, they're not saying anything about this shit.
Yeah, exactly right.
I was in our local supermarket before, Woolworths, and I literally seen two chicks that looked like Peregrine.
Nice.
Like, they had the exact same fake physique. Like, is it Rob Willis that's been going after that guy who's been critiquing it on Twitter?
No, I think that was Rob Arnold, wasn't it?
No, I think it was Rob Willis because he.
Well, it was one of the Robs.
I seen Bob Stone going after somebody.
That's it. It was Bob Stone. It was Bob Stone because yeah, he was. This guy was going on about how he took the picture of the Peregrine trick and then added all the things like broken spine, broken leg, and then I think it was Bob Stone then found a picture of something that same guy drew, and then he went through and just critiqued the fuck out of it.
Did you see, like, what I was about to say was, did you see that picture that he found?
Yeah, it was awful.
Shit, this guy's drawing, and then he has the balls to say anything to anyone.
It was funny, yeah.
It was gross. We're not sharing that image either. I don't want to see that again. Yeah,
what about the dude with the chick with the hickeys?
Oh, that's got to be a joke. It has to be. There's no.
It looks like he's just taken a picture off a website of a chick that's on the website and then said that's his girlfriend and this is what the feds have done.
Oh yeah, this is Cass. He's one of the main characters of my story, and he's not the main character. He's probably the third or fourth main character. You know, if you had to rank them, but he was my favorite to write out of any of the characters.
How old is he in the book?
It's not exact, but he may be 10.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's between 10 and 13. You've got the two main kids, which Cass is one of them, and they're about the same age. And then you have the older teenager who's about, I don't know, 17 to 19. But I haven't got exact ages for him because that's not really important. As long as you know that they're, young adults and children, that's all that really matters.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. I really I want to tell you some stuff about Cass, but I can't really without spoiling anything. You know what I mean? But yeah, he is the kid. When I do release the first previews and do the announcement for my book, he is the kid in the opening scene. He's you get to meet him straight away. So anything you hear about Cass, I promise I'll keep it to that scene. But yeah, he's from the 90s. That's him in 1995. That picture, and that's where the book first opens up.
Hey, Kellaway, can you email me that the picture of your design?
Yeah.
The Twitter one's not. It's not opening.
Okay.
If I save it, it doesn't even show it.
Well, can you just give me your email in that chat?
Yeah.
But yeah, my book is completely different to yours, Cal.
Very different.
Really struggling to figure out anything I can tell you about Cass. Yeah, this one's
It's sort of hard to talk about your first book because you got to give most of it away to talk about it.
Yeah, and that's why it was good when Lee was here because he's read the script. I could go back and forth with him without actually spoiling anything. Yeah, this is someone I can talk about at least. This is Regan. There's no real spoilers about this guy at all. You can tell just from that image, he can control water, and everyone calls him an elf because of his bloody pointy ears, but he's actually more of a fish man. His beard and his mohawk hair thing, it isn't actually hair; it's more like quills. Yeah, it's designed to, he's fish man, as I said. But yeah, he comes from. You meet him in the forest in my story, and he's a hunter, and he's hunting, just hunting to survive, live for his life and stuff, and then he lives in a place in the woods. And yeah, I can't really tell you where he's from because you learn more about that as the story progresses. But yeah, he has a bit of a tragic backstory and lives alone in the woods, just quietly and peacefully, until everything that happens.
Yeah, right.
Have you ever
like
seen
your
this,
email address, Skip.
No.
What's that, bud?
I like your email address.
I've used that for a long time.
Alright, hold on, I'm moving back to the computer now. Get onto another actual comic book to promote. Chrome tab. Alright. Pick a number between 1 and 5.
Let me know if you've got it, Skip.
2?
Yeah, I'm going to my mailbox right now. Have you guys, since you've been in ComicsGate, have you guys gone to any conventions or anything?
No.
I'm curious what that's going to be like. I was talking to a couple, Chaotic and Cal, because we all live in Arizona. So I was talking to them about tabling together or something. I'm curious how that'll play out.
I bet you would have more fans than you think. It wouldn't be a negative reaction to any comic skaters doing any sort of public appearance other than, the small amount of freaks. But you got to remember that they only make up, 2%. You don't actually see them in real life ever.
I've never actually been to a Comic-Con here in Australia. I've been to one where I'm from, but it's only it was only a little small local town, a one-off year thing. And But I know like Brisbane and that have them, but I've never been.
I went to the Melbourne Supernova a couple of years ago. It was mad fun. Spent like $900 before lunchtime.
I wanted to go to the Brisbane, the Supernova one last year. Might have been the year before. I can't remember. But they had Billy Zane. Billy Zane was one of the guests. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. All right, let's watch this Xenotype trailer.
Did you share the sound?
I believe so. Did I share the sound?
Yeah.
I love the music.
Who put this together?
Liam probably did, I guess.
That's actually a really good question. I would assume that someone on Liam's team at the very least did it, because I don't think it's from Ascension or anything like that. I'm pretty sure this was from the day one that he announced it when he first popped up.
The music definitely sells it.
Yeah, definitely. I really like the music in that trailer. But yeah, that's from an Aussie creator, so we've got to promote him every time.
So what's he up to now? He'd be up to 100K US now, wouldn't he?
No.
86 Australian. So what's that American?
Something like 50.
Oh, I'm going the other way around. Sorry, yeah, I'm going the other way around.
Yeah, no, I remember Liam getting shitty, and I didn't blame him because he was selling more books, but because of our shit dollar going down, he was losing money, and he had sold like 3 or 4 more books in a couple of days, and he actually had less money than he did the week before, and it was bullshit. So
our dollar is shit, though.
Yeah, just being an Aussie at the moment we're all copying it. But yeah, so back Xenotype. If you want the manga version, what?
Our dollar has never been good since John Howard left office.
Yeah, no, my entire life. I was a little kid, and it was garbage.
It's only been good once in my lifetime, and that was in 2013, 2014.
When they gave us all that big payout, right?
I can't remember, but whatever it was, but like the Australian to American dollar was good. So that's when me and my brother went to the States and we changed our money over and we never lost. I think we lost. I changed 15 grand Australian. I ended up walking away with like 14,000 American.
Yeah, at one point we nearly got to the GBP at one point, and then it just dropped. I remember I bought so much shit from overseas that month.
Oh, everyone was like, you wouldn't buy anything in 2013, 2014. You never bought nothing in Australia. Everything was overseas.
Never. These days, I spend just as much on postage as you do on a book. So,
yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, Xenotype, the gold edition, reads left to right and is in color if you want to read it like a comic book. But if you want the manga, black and white from right to left, you get the silver edition. Or you can get the platinum, which is both. But yeah, I'd definitely get in the gold one because I'm all about the colored pages. But here we go. We'll scroll down and have a look.
Yeah, Hale Scotsman. He colored that.
Yeah, he's bloody great. Yeah,
I've been learning a lot
sorry,
from that guy.
I like color. So we've gone past all this. Here you go, color. And yeah, you were saying?
I've been learning a lot from Scotsman. That if you ever have questions, catch his late night streams.
Yeah.
He just sits there in colors. But anything you ask, he'll see it in the chat and respond.
He used to do a lot of that on Liam's show when Liam and Scotsman would just talk crap, like just talk shit.
Yeah, just shooting the shit.
And you just listen while he's color, and then Liam's show went to drama, and then they stopped doing it.
Yeah, I remember watching him draw blood splatters for like 2 hours. But I really like the color
cool,
work. And, yeah, Odie is a fantastic little like manga artist, an anime style artist. He's really
so Scotsman, he isn't drawing it, is he? He's just coloring, eh?
No, yeah, he's the color artist. Odie is doing the pencils and the ink work, I think, as well. But he's definitely doing the pencils. And yes, Spartan Scotsman is doing all of the color work. And Liam is writing it. Or has already written it, and the sequel and stuff as well is already written too. Oh, cool. It's got everybody knows Blade Devil. Xenotype Blade Devil crossover. I didn't even know that was cool. Well, I didn't even know that was there. That's awesome. Oh yeah, see, look at that. That's brilliant. It's very anime.
Is the book actually is it manga size book, like the small size, or is it actual full American comic book size?
I think it's slightly bigger. I think it's more manga style than it is Western comic book style. It really is a hybrid sort of thing. It's the way Liam has described it himself. It's manga but with Western style storytelling.
That page there, that is
him sliding down the stairs.
The detail in them steps and the wall, that's crazy.
I worry about Odie. Doing what is he up to now? Like 3 pages a day? Fucking hell.
Book 1's already done, isn't it? They're doing book 2 now, aren't they?
No,
they are.
Scotsman's got almost 150 pages to color still.
No, we mean Liam and Odie are already working on...
like they're already writing and drawing book 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you meant that it was fulfilled or something. Sorry.
Oh, no. I'm going to be back in this one in a couple of weeks. The price is what slowed me down. I have to keep moving it down the list every week because I didn't have enough money. Yeah, I am definitely getting the gold edition of Xenotype soon. This one. See, $108.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's,
and I'm pretty sure
that's
I'd
left
have to,
to right, isn't it?
Yeah. The gold edition is in color, left to right. That's the version I would buy. And then you get the silver one, which is, see, here you go, it describes it here. So it's the same book, except one runs right to left and one runs left to right. And it's black and white or color.
Do any of you read manga?
Really like his artwork. No. I've read a couple. I've read Attack on Titan. That was good.
The only manga I've read was on the Shonen Jump at the All You Need Is Kill.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
That's the only one I've read. Like, it was fun. Like like the first volume was like 80 pages, and like the story was that good. Like I just read 80 pages in one hit. Like it was nice. Good, but it's just the reading backwards and the no color. It's just it's just the art and color is what got me into comics, and that's what keeps me out of manga.
Yeah, I'm the same. You know how I always say it's all about the artwork. Like that's not true. Like the story is obviously important, but if I'm going to buy books to have good pictures. Like
if manga books look like that, like what you got on the screen, I'd be reading manga all the time.
Basically, every manga looks like the black and white one. Yeah, they're all black and white.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like if they were color like that, like if they were normal color, I'd read manga.
You know, sometimes they release special edition ones that are in color and stuff. Yeah, but generally they're more like a newspaper paper.
Yeah,
like
that's
the-
right. Yeah, but if they were color, I'd probably read a lot more of them. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the same way. I feel the exact same way.
that looks cool as.
Bloody blue hair like Marge Simpson.
That page is wicked as.
This one.
No,
this-
well that one, yeah, the coloured one and that, yeah.
You're talking about this one with you sliding down the stairs, though, aren't you?
Yeah. But that page there, that's even better.
Yeah, I think this is a poster. Yeah, it is. It's a poster, which is pretty cool. Gotta love getting little bonuses whenever you back a book.
All right. I got your picture loaded up. If you want to try to do that.
Oh, look at
Yeah, stop hogging the screen, Dean.
that.
He's good.
That's cool. It's like got a million abs.
Right.
He must hit the gym every day doing sit-ups.
All right. So
What do you think of that, CG?
I like it. It looks really good.
90s buff style.
Yeah.
all right. So I'll do a little tutorial real quick. So I just downloaded. I searched for patriotic tattoos, and you see how like it's white paper on the background.
Yeah.
So this is more for Dean. I don't know if he's tried this before, but you should have the option for under edit. It says convert brightness to opacity. Then you hit that option and it changes all the white to clear pixel. So copy that, and then paste it on here, and then try to transform it. So yeah, that'll be about a full sleeve.
And that would
Alright.
wrap it up. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. It's settled now. I'm going to put tattoos on some of my characters. Not sure who yet, but someone's going to have a tattoo.
You're gonna have to credit Callaway for it. This is his idea.
Do you want a special thanks in the book too, Cal?
Always.
Yeah, you
So
can go in there.
you should have the option for free transform, and that's where you can distort stuff
Yeah.
and move it around more.
Because I've usually drawn my own, and then I save it without a white background, so it's just got a clear background, and then I do this with the free transforming. But I do it with my own image. That's the only real difference.
So then,
Yeah,
do you want me to
great.
erase the shoulder? Like, do you want me to erase that part off since he's got a shirt on?
Yep.
Yeah, probably. But
All right. And then
Yeah.
we'll do one more. I downloaded a sheriff logo tattoo. So we'll fuck around with that real quick too.
Sweet.
So just do the convert brightness to opacity, get rid of all that background. Copy. Paste it. And make that a forearm tattoo right here. Kind of like that. Probably like, well, you kind of want that star to be on his wrist, so Probably all the way over like that. See how that looks. There you go. So now you guys tattooed.
Yeah, that looks way better.
The only problem is if you're gonna do that, you have to have your artist that you hire, like, he has to work in digital for it.
Yeah.
Or you could probably have when you hire a colorist, all colorists work in digital, so you could just have them added on.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
Because then, like, if you go back to,
You haven't settled on an artist yet, have you?
what's that?
Cal, you haven't settled on an artist yet, have you?
No.
Yeah. We'll figure that out when you figure out, who's doing what and how.
Just gonna play with this for a second.
Are you assuming his race, Skip?
What's that?
Are you assuming his race?
No, he's tan. He works outside. Hard-working cop.
You're shocking, Callaway.
Oh, I had to throw that in there.
Well, yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like it. And it's quick and easy. It's something that your inker or your color artist could do. It really depends.
Yeah, and if it's a separate layer, like, you won't cover the line work on it, so
Yeah.
hit it up like that.
Anyway.
So, but yeah. So, if you want to kind of just message me, like, some ideas for the tattoos, and then, like, we can draw something up, and I'll just email it to you, and then, like, we'll have a stat sheet, so it'll be like a full arm sleeve. So if he's not wearing his shirt, it can go all the way up, and then you guys can just copy and paste it onto him.
Just screenshot that and send me that as well.
Yeah. All right.
You might just have to be my colorist, Skip.
You don't want me to color your book, man. Like, as soon as, like, I do mine and I fess up that I'm totally colorblind, everyone's just gonna be like,
"Oh, that's
like,
so you're colorblind, aren't you?"
Yeah. Like, you ever notice, like, when all the pros are working on their shit, they have that color wheel? Like, look on mine right here on the bottom. They're all labeled. Like, I have to read my colors.
What kind of color blindness do you have? Do you see any colors?
Yeah, I can't tell hue and saturation. I'm red-green colorblind.
Oh, yeah.
Or like my old boss says, I'm color retarded.
So have you been colorblind your whole life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you haven't been able to see certain colors from birth, how do you know what colors look like?
I read a lot on color theory, and then like warm and cold colors, and then I tattooed even because like I figured I had it learned pretty well. But now it's like the depth I have an issue with pulling off. But with digital, you have gradient tools and stuff where you can kind of cheat that too. So
Yeah, as long as you move it to the right spot on the square full of all the different colors, you know that you've gone in the right direction.
Yeah. But honestly, I'd love to work on someone else's book, but CG books, they're all over 22 pages, and I think that's all I could really commit to, where I know I can get it done in a timely manner.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get as much done as I can before I even announce my book officially, because the last thing you want to do is, not finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's like my plan would be to try and you do the first 30 pages before you even launch, and then then you sort of artists is get the first 30 pages done, and then once you get them done, then I'll launch.
Yeah. Well, I want to get all of my inks done by October. I want to have every single page penciled out and inked, and whether or not they're colored by then that doesn't matter. But like by October, I want to have every page colored and not colored, penciled and inked. So I have 60 pages and a couple months left. I'll probably have like 40 out of the 60 done by October.
And with all this COVID crap, I don't think I'd launch until it's all said and done with. I don't reckon.
The COVID stuff is actually making it easier for me because, as I said, everything's cancelled. I have a lot more time at home.
Yeah.
Usually I only get an hour or two, but the last week I've had 4 hours, 5 hours a day to do whatever I wanted.
All right, the message is sent. Sorry.
Yeah, I got it.
So yeah, like even right now, I was coloring before and I was doing some, little scribbles here and there. I haven't done any real work, but other than this stream today, I've just been drawing.
I'm kind of set on I want my book 100% done. It doesn't have to be printed, but I want to have it sent out to people like Kemosabe to review it and have that on the campaign page.
Oh, yeah, that's actually really clever to have the actual finished book.
Kemosabe, he's a savage too, by the sounds of his reviews.
My book's gonna be good, and if it's not, I'm gonna edit it after I get reviews and feedback, and then I'll hit it up again.
He read my first 30 pages, and then he edited a little bit. I'm still gonna get it edited, but I was a bit worried. I'm thinking he's gonna tear me to pieces.
Yeah.
I remember when he did that.
He was quite pleasant.
Is that the first time you've gotten feedback?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time it's not too fun. Like, you never know what they're gonna say. Like, oh, fucking quit.
Yeah. You had no idea if you only think it's good or if you've actually got something good in your hands.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the last person out of all of my test readers that I sent it to. I made sure I got it back from everyone else before Chemo even received it.
And I'll tell you what, I like your character a lot more with the sleeve.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like in the message, like you can just scroll up and down and look at both of them. Like it's night and day, man.
Yeah, it just gives him something different. And like I was like you watch all YouTube channels on a lot of soldiers have their own YouTube channels and shit. And most of them are all covered in tats. I'm covered in tats, and
these days.
Is his wife gonna have tattoos too?
Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? If it.
Yeah, but that's something extra though. Like you don't see other characters in ComicsGate books with that much work, So we can just keep this to ourselves on the stream and have our own little trick to add for something different,
Yeah, and you don't really see many tattoos in comic books, and that was my thought. Is like, is it just people don't do it, or they don't do it because it's just too much of a head fuck? But
if you were a penciler, it would be a pain in the ass. But that night that we were talking about it, I was like, no, there's got to be a way to do it, and it worked pretty flawlessly, man. I think it fits up pretty good.
It reminds me of Rags Lee loves it. He was the one who got me to read it. But Rags has the redheaded chick in the zombie apocalypse, and she's covered in tattoos. And they're definitely doing something like that because
Yeah,
it
because
looks
they
like
fit the whole time. They like stay on in the right spot. Yeah.
in every battle. So they're definitely doing something like that.
Yeah, it looks cool, man. Thanks for bringing it up. I like it.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it until now. So,
Yeah, I definitely did. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that.
but, like I was reading Mike Miller's book, The Lone Star, and he's got a lot of characters in that have got tattoos. Like he's got the
Yeah.
what is it, the MS-13 guys covered in tats and stuff. But
Man,
you
good
don't
on you,
really
man.
you don't really see many comic book like main characters that are got tats and. But
So that PDF I sent you yesterday, did you get a chance to look at it?
I totally forgot. I'll have to open it. What is it?
Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up. We can go over it on here. It's it'll be good for Dean too. It's from that Comics Launch podcast. If you subscribe to his stuff, he starts emailing you different things. And it's basically a checklist for if you're going to make a comic book for crowdfunding.
She's one sexy lady. Is that a CG book?
Oh, this one has a ton of covers. They do some like really cheesecake stuff with her.
Is Rags mainstream or is it a crowdfunding book?
It's crowdfunded. I think it's CG.
I remember seeing it a while ago and thinking, fuck, she's a good looking character. Like she's appealing. Like she's definitely not like Captain Marvel's new sister.
I've been talking with my mic off this entire time.
Yeah, we've been wondering where you're going.
Damn it. Well, yeah, no, these are like you can see what they're doing with the tattoos and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're going to be going from that to this to that. Hold on, I've lost it now. Where was I up to?
Yeah, a while back, someone tweeted that they had like all of the covers for that, and there was like 14 or 15.
Yeah, it's a good cover. Has Dean gone with his mic again, hasn't he?
I knocked it out. Sorry, fellas. I sat on record then. That was completely my fault.
So
take it away,
yeah,
Skip.
This is the comics launch. Or do you want me to kick it out?
Yeah, go through it. Read it. Do whatever you want.
All right, I'm gonna scroll down to the 9 steps. So, have you guys heard the Comics Launch podcast? Have you listened to it?
No.
So it's pretty good. It's kind of like a education scam where you have to pay to join his group, and then you get more and more feedback. But it just stresses like what you need to do to prepare for a crowdfunding campaign. And like obviously the first one is getting your creative team and making the book, but after that's done, then like it's the business side of it. And that's what he mainly dives into. He doesn't talk about the creative process or making a book at all. All he talks about is crowdfunding your book. So the steps are, number 1, ready an audience. There's a reason the crowd comes before funding and crowdfunding. Kickstarter's the venue, but you are in charge of the guest list. An email list of fans will be your number 1 crowdfunding asset. Shoot for a minimum of 100 fans on your mailing list before you launch.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, my stylus I think is dead. Try the other one. Number 2, define your project. You need to clearly state what your book is about, who it's for. So it's about finding your audience, why you're taking it to Kickstarter, and when backers can expect it to be complete and shipped out. The pro tip is Kickstarter is not just for big projects. In fact, breaking up big projects into a series of smaller launches will usually result in more overall funding and profit than one big launch. So that one, I don't know like how I feel about it because of the shipping and everything. Everyone usually does a graphic novel size, like 50 to 120 pages. So craft your rewards. Offer a mix of inexpensive, medium, and premium price reward tiers that will entice your fans to pledge. Then the pro tip is hold a few cool pledge levels in your back pocket and unveil them during the launch to keep the excitement going.
So what stretch goals are you guys thinking? Like, for my first one, I want to do stretch goals, but I want to do something like simple because it's going to be, working my way as I go along. And you want to make money, so your first campaign's probably not going to make as much as you would like. So
I'll probably do a trading card for the mailing list, and then I'm gonna do prints. And then I'm gonna do a print for every like dollar amount goal. So maybe like 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, etc. And then just throw those in.
I think bookmarks would be another good one too. Like they'd be pretty cheap to make, wouldn't they?
They're the same price as the trading card, but ComicsGate likes the trading card because they've already collected so many of them.
Yeah.
I was looking at magnets also. I have an idea for a magnet. Like if you want to do that, maybe like a sheriff badge or something would be cool for your book. Because one thing that this guy was talking about, or one of his guests was talking about, he's like, no, don't do trading cards, don't do bookmarks, do fucking magnets. Because if you do a bookmark or a trading card, they only see it when they open that comic or wherever they put it. You give them a magnet, every time they open the fridge, they think about your project, or they at least see it,
That's true.
So I liked that idea. And there's companies that do like business card size magnets where it's like $500 for like $250, something like that. So it's pretty reasonable.
Another one I thought of was like, you can get your embroidered, like you get your law enforcement or your military patches, that they put on your arm and stuff like that. I thought that would be an interesting stretch goal if you could find an embroider that could do them for cheap enough, where you do like a little patch logo of your logo or something.
Chaotic was talking about that last night. I think those are going to be out of my price range. Like they just seem more expensive.
For your first couple, I think they'd be definitely out of your price range. But like,
yeah, because like you see, like Dan Fraga, he has those like all-in reward tiers where it comes with like shot glasses, beer mugs, T-shirts, and like granted he made 6 figures, but I'm not gonna make 6 figures. I'll be lucky if I make 5 figures.
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
What? Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, good.
Like Cecil done flasks too, didn't he? Like the alcohol flasks.
He might have. I'm not sure about that one.
I think he did because he put his face. He put the face on it. Yeah.
Oh, that would be neat. The openers over there. But then the next step is budget every penny. Thanks, bud. Plan out in detail what it's going to actually cost to make, print, pack, and ship your Kickstarter reward. And then this was interesting, or no, it's further down. I'm sorry. Remember to take about 10% off the top for Kickstarter and credit card processing fees. So you kind of, whatever your goal is, or whatever you crowdfund, you lose like 40%. 10% to the transaction fees and 30% for taxes. So
one thing I've been trying to figure out and work out, like I've spoke to a few people in the streams and stuff, and say to get your book made, say with your art, your colors, your letters, your inks, everything. Say if it costs you, say 10 grand, you need 10 grand to make the book. How do you work out in your goal? Say, righto, my goal is going to be 10 grand. Like, how do you work out what postage is going to be? Because when people back it and it says you've made so much, that is including the postage. So how do you work out how much postage to put on top for your goal? Like, you're not going to have a clue how many backers you're going to get, and you don't know where your backers are from. So you got no idea how much postage you got to put in your goal. It's like trying to figure out the future.
Set that up on Indiegogo. So you'll know how much your book is going to weigh and everything, like let's say 500 grams. And you'll say, all right, every package I send out is going to be 500 grams. You will find out how much that costs for each country. And on Indiegogo, there's like the list, and it'll say America, and then you put in how much it's going to cost. England, how much it's going to cost, etc.
Yeah, but like your total amount, how are you going to know that?
That doesn't include your total amount. When you're trying to raise is enough money to actually make it, and when Indiegogo, like when you back something on Indiegogo, you get charged for the money that you are backing, and the postage is separate.
I thought when your campaign is going, that postage is actually included in your goal.
No, but you've backed things on Indiegogo before, right?
No.
Yeah, like I know it's separate when you add it on. So like when you buy a book,
so as long as you fill all that in on Indiegogo, you have to fill it in on Indiegogo when you make a campaign. That's how you can click off the box and say that you're not sending internationally at all, you know? Or you can say you do. And when you do click on that box, it tells you to fill out, all right, how much is postage on each one of them. And then that gets calculated through Indiegogo. As long as you have given them the right information, it's not something you have to worry about.
Yeah, right. Well, I always thought that Indiegogo puts the postage as part of your goal. So like you might have made your goal.
I don't know.
That's one thing I've always tried to work out. Like,
I don't think they. I'm pretty sure, like, I think that's why they charge you it separately. Like, you know, when you're going through the checkout and it says add the postage on now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the postage. You know, like when they pay you out, they go, all right, here's the money you raised. Here's all the postage to get it all posted.
Because is it Stephen, the guy that SK who's doing that Terra Olympus or whatever it is? He said you got to add extra money on top of your goal to cover your postage. Is what he did. So I don't. Yeah, it's confusing.
Most people, the 5,000, you know, like the 5,000 or whatever the average that it is to, you know, the average campaign goal is about $5,000.
Yeah.
That. When you, like, I doubt anyone is spending $5,000 on printing. They're probably spending $4,000 on printing, and then they would still have heaps of books left over to sell as well in the future. From that make sense?
Keystrokes.
Yeah.
Like every quote I ever got from any of the printers so far has been about $3,000. And it was
review of Julian, I was like, all right.
I've asked 3 different places, and one of them asked for 750, one of them asked for 1,000, and one of them asked for 750.
16 is just big enough for me.
Whose TV's going in the background?
No, I'm stream sniping. Said what's up to Scotsman. He's on.
What the hell? Someone's got TV loud. Yeah, that was always one thing I wondered, like the postage. So, like, when I back a book, the book is $25, and then say postage is $25. does Indiegogo put that 25 of my postage into the creator's goal? Like, does their postage go to their goal as well?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't, because that's why they would charge it separately. Otherwise, they would just make you, they wouldn't say you need to add postage onto it. They would make you, when you design the campaign, charge them a certain price to get it sent to them, and then just leave you on your own, you know, and be like, all right, make sure you do it. But the fact that they charge postage separately.
I was under the same impression. I thought it was fixed with the dollar amount that it shows in your total.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. So, I guess find out when you go to launch, I suppose.
Yeah, well, that's why you've got to make sure that you ask for the right amount, and make sure that you know, tick on the international boxes and things. I think it was God's Hand had to redo one of his perks because he couldn't send out. It was the signature. It was God's Hand, because it was the international signature series, and basically all of us in Australia couldn't get the medals bookmark and like that perk with all the posters and everything in it, get a signed book. And so he had to go back and redo it.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so where are we at? The next step is making a video. Are you guys planning on getting someone to do a video for you?
Yeah, Ascension Cinema, for sure.
Yeah.
He was in the chat last time. We were like, shout out. Definitely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. I gotta get in touch with him. I'm not in a hurry to launch, but I want to have that figured out.
Yeah, I'm not approaching anyone until October. When I start doing everything, it's all like all the, you know, like the build up and like a trailer and all those little, like the teasing and all that. That's all starting in October. Until I get to at least the end of August, I'm not even thinking about it yet.
Yeah. The main one I'm worried about is if you look at the Hammer one, like all four of us were saying like we'd never really heard of him except the last couple of days, and he's got a couple of days left.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to kind of try to get on other people's streams, you know, when the whole 6 months of my mailing list, like I'll do that as long as I can before I launch. And that's even with the book being as close to completion as I can be.
Yeah, definitely. The way Michael has done it is really good too, showing everyone how complete he is with that little graph thing he's got on his page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really knows his stuff, man. Like that's the most successful one I've seen where it's a first timer, but he's got a good platform. Like he's not really a drama stream, you know. He stays out of all of that, and but it's a fun show to watch still. So we got to figure out how to get our platforms up to that level next, you know.
Yeah, well, we've just got to stream more often, all the time.
Yeah, it's hard to do, and then it's hard to do it and keep an audience.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Because right now, Scotsman has his stream going on, and I went on that and said hi, and then Liam posted right after me. He's going on in 5 minutes, so it's like,
yeah. Half the time I'm going to stream, you got Ethan or someone streaming, and I just go, oh nah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, right. That's why I said in the group before we started, I was saying, well, Bancroft's going for the next hour, so.
Yeah, I'm usually in Michael's.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. Like the times I've talked to him, it's been really pleasant. Most people have been actually, so.
Yeah,
Go ahead and close that.
Worst hate group in the world, right?
Yeah, but so the two of you are planning on launching next year also then?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully Callaway's there with us next year. We gotta wait and see what's going on with his artist.
Yeah. Like, we're all at different stages at the moment, but yeah, it looks like most of us that we've been talking, me, you, Cal, Lee, Wood, like it looks like we're all coming out in 2021.
Yeah. Well, Chaotic, his is going to be out. He's only got a few pages left to go, right?
Yeah, he's closer than the rest of us right now. His is definitely the next one to come out. It looks great.
No. But he's still waiting on that cover from Rob Willis too, because he wants to show that when you get that middle of the campaign slump, that's when he wants to show that to bring in more attention to it.
Well, yeah, it's smart. Like, he's playing it smart. He's been thinking about it all, for a long time. He knows what he's doing.
Well, we went over this yesterday, and he was like, "Email me that." So, like, there's always something you overlook, But I don't know that even though it's going to take me the next year to get the book done, I wanted to kind of sit back and watch everyone else do theirs also, just so I can kind of learn from what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've been talking to everyone I can almost every day. Just asking questions and stuff.
Yeah, the only problem I'm having right now, it's like, so you have these people from the mainstream coming in, and it's like, is next year going to be too late, to get the attention?
There's a lot of mixed feelings about that. I know. I've heard a lot of people who don't feel good about that. I don't know. I'm still in the boat where I'm excited at the opportunity to maybe hire one of the artists that I've always looked up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would
that'd be
love
cool.
to get an alternate cover by someone I was saying it to Carl the other day, Brett Booth. Like, let's be honest, I'd never be able to afford it, but how good would it be to get an alternate cover by Brett Booth?
He's pretty anti-ComicsGate, though, from the posts he's made.
No, I don't know. Have you seen him last week? Every day he gets ignored by Marvel, he just seems more and more mad at them.
I think that's kind of like him just signaling for attention. Because
when the industry
some crowdfunded stuff.
When the industry goes kaput and it's down to this real small niche industry, we'll find out how many are really anti-ComicsGate.
Yeah, there was more people commented today actually about the shit with Tom King, more professionals. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've actually seen some people from the other side commenting on that as well. Like, a lot of people think Tom King is a piece of shit. And I'm not going to defend him anytime soon.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat, though. Like, Sandra Hope, she's an inker for DC. She put a tweet out about it. And EVS is not a fan of her. He's... So I think the line's kind of getting grayed again, where people aren't sure what side they're on things.
Yeah, definitely.
But I retweeted one today. Let me find it real quick. I'll share my screen. It's a video of some sort.
Yeah, Callaway, bring that up. That looks great. I know what this is. This Thomas Moria or Moria. I don't know. I can't read.
Yeah, hang on.
Here, if you can share my the tweet. I got my screen up real quick. It'll just be a second. But it's the DC artist Clayton Henry says what happened to Jay Lee is really fucked up, and I'm not talking about his pet dying.
Wow.
And he works for DC, man. He's doing the Flash right now.
But put yourself in Tom King's shoe for a second.
Why would
you come out and trash a guy that's a cover on your book? Like, it's not like it was another book. Like, you're actually taking food out of your own mouth. Like, why would you do? How?
Yeah, Jay Lee doesn't get any extra money from sales of Rorschach. Tom King does. So why would he say don't buy it?
Yeah.
Why would you want to piss off? Why would you take the risk of pissing off thousands of people to stop them buying the book that you're writing. It's not like Jay Lee was doing a book for another writer and Tom King was shitting on them. He's shitting on his own book. Like, it makes no sense. Like, you say it out loud and you actually realize how backwards and twisted it is.
It really is twisted. Like, I couldn't believe it because I don't know how long it was, like, you know, over in the US, but for us, it was all this shit happened. We went to sleep and woke up the next morning, and Tom King had been sharing all those pictures of his dog and shit. So,
yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, like, I was left without words. It was really, it's fucking sick. And
people are trying to circle all the timestamps and stuff and say that he shared them before.
I went through it. No, there's 3 in the last day. I went through all that I was arguing with Ren fucking yesterday. Well, not even arguing, just kind of like, hey, what the fuck? Yeah, you're just going to ignore this shit and pretend that you're, you know, bigger than everyone else, but you're going to not say anything about this?
Yeah, so check this out though. He on Clayton Henry's feed, he said more about it too. Says, I don't even know what to say about the notion that Jay Lee has to prove that he's not guilty of something that really isn't a crime.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he says, I don't know what Jay did for them. Regardless, you don't damage someone's career by naming him publicly like that without knowing anything about his reasons for working with the group you don't like. Just say you hate ComicsGate and move on.
That's exactly right. It has nothing to do with even ComicsGate or not now. This is Tom King being a petty piece of, like, shit.
Yeah. And then there was more in here, too. And I haven't seen a proper apology yet, and it should be public. The professional creative community is supposed to be against shit like this.
Yeah. And the tweet's still up as well. He hasn't removed the tweet or anything. That whole, you know, me and Jay are all good. Yeah, no, you fucking aren't.
Yeah, but so... Professional comic artist, he's got just under 5,000 followers, and dude's fucking legit. Check out his artwork, man.
I don't even know who this is, but good the fuck on him.
Yeah, it's Clayton Henry.
Well, especially being in the mainstream industry right now, he might lose his job just for saying that.
Yeah, well, yesterday I pulled up a couple other ones. Let me show you real quick. Go to my mailbox. Who do I send it to? Oh, I sent it to CG World Order. Let me find that. So you guys know who Scott Williams is, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
He's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, so this is what he had to say about it. So sorry, Jay. Such a huge fan, or such a huge loss. Our pets are such a huge presence and pleasure in our lives. The bullshit you had to endure on top of such a profound loss is horrible. Wishing you peace.
Yeah, like, he's not wrong at all. Like, it's just fucking...
Yeah, but those guys are both top-tier artists at DC saying this shit. It's not us.
Every day from people that aren't even... Like, they're not even related to ComicsGate or anything like that in any way. They just hate the way he draws pretty girls. Like, he gets those Twitter weirdos and shit all the time.
It's crazy.
Yeah, fucking... Let's not talk about Tom King anymore. He's a fucking cockhead.
Yeah, I just wanted to update that because I just thought it was cool that people that are supposed to be on his side of the cancel are calling him out for it.
Yeah, well, as I was saying, I was having that discussion with Ren in Twitter, and a couple of people from her side were like, "Hey, I actually agree. Tom King's a piece of shit, and this is really fucked up." And that was when she was trying to deny it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so, like, I shared that with CG World Order and a few other people. I was like, look at this. Like, they're watching.
So where's CG World Order on this? What's he getting us into?
We're about to find out.
I've seen this. It's like a Doctor Strange. It's really cool. We'll screen it.
Oh, I think I know what this is. That looks great.
The detail in that is crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It looks cool. Did you hear that Keanu Reeves is writing a comic now?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool too.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be that.
Have they made is there a trailer about it or anything?
No, I was hoping that was it. Like CG World Order found it.
is that it? Like, I don't know.
That's
It reminds me of Colton Crux.
That was a good looking book.
Yeah, I backed it. You know, it hasn't come yet. It's not printed or anything, but looks really good.
hang on a sec.
I'm actually going to check right now. See if Colton Crux has a trailer. If it does, I'll share it and we'll chuck it up. I've done 3 pages of contributions now.
I forgot to share that. Hang on. Curse you.
Nope, no trailer for Colton Crux, unfortunately.
Hang on a sec.
Here's one that has a trailer. What are you sharing? Is this Keanu Reeves' book?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Did you share the audio?
Yeah. I don't know what's happening to you. I'll try and find a better. Try this one.
So you would think that Keanu Reeves' schedule wouldn't really allow for much else, you know, considering he's filming the 4th sequel in the Matrix series, cameoing in the upcoming Sponge.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
SpongeBob movie, also cameoing in the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 video game, on top of returning in the 3rd sequel to the Bill and Ted series. Bill and Ted Face the Music. But nope. He just keeps finding projects to keep him busier and busier, and with his latest project, not only does he continue his action-packed persona, but he also gets to add something to his resume. Before we get to that, guys, hit that like button, because liking these videos lets me know that you love them. Make sure to subscribe notification bells so you miss any new videos just like this one. Let's get to the news. So it was announced last week that Keanu Reeves will be writing his first comic book series for Boom Studios titled Berserker. The 12-issue limited series will be about one immortal warrior's fight through the ages. The man, only known as Berserker, is half mortal and half god, cursed and compelled to violence, even at the sacrifice of his sanity. But after wandering the world for centuries, Berserker may have finally found a refuge, working for the US government to fight the battles too violent, and too dangerous for anyone else. In exchange, Berserker will be granted the one thing he desires, the truth about his endless blood-soaked existence and how to end it. In an interview with USA Today, Reeves said that last year when he met with Boom about creating material for live-action vehicles, he pitched them on this character who was born 8,000 years ago, half man. His father's a war god. It's a little fantasy and reality. I had this image in my head of a guy fighting through the ages because of his father's compulsion to violence, but with the passes of a man trapped and trying to figure it out. Reeves goes on to say about the writing process while in Berlin for the Matrix 4 rehearsals prior to filming resuming on the sequel that he has been Skyping pretty regularly with co-writer Matt Kent and was excited about what's happening. The story is taking some really interesting twists and turns. The Berserker has battled through the ages in places of great war and conflict, yet even though he's immortal in a way, Reeves says he has to also hide himself, so he'd pretend to die and then keep moving on. When readers first meet him, he's hiding in the USA and has struck a bargain with authorities. It's like, I'll go do some missions for you and you'll help me figure out who I am and how this has to come to be and how maybe I could get released from this. But then of course there's ulterior motives on both sides. The Berserker sports a good sense of humor. He's a warm guy but world weary because of his past. He's seen a lot, adding that the comic explores themes including the nature of violence, morals, ethics, and what side you would choose. Berserker's origin story also digs into his perfect memory and his ability to speak many languages, Reeves says. And we have hopefully some nice scenes where they're even looking at hieroglyphics and he's like, no, you got that wrong, Reeves says. And there are things like, hey man, I wasn't everywhere, I'm just one guy. Part of the research that they're doing on him is trying to download all the knowledge that he has.
That page looks cool as fuck, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Are you getting a lag? I think my mic's bugged. No, that's good, mate.
In response to the comic being ultra violent,
Yeah,
Reeves
it
said
looks
that
pretty
he and
cool.
Kent share in the brutality. It's like, yeah, I think it'd be fun just to see him punch through someone's chest or pull out a rib or an arm off. The Berserker can heal to a certain extent, so it's fun to have these kinds of outrageous consequences and still have the character kind of moving forward. Reeves goes on to recall the time he first got into comics around the ages of 9 and 10. You're going to camps, there's like Richie Rich around, and then you get a little older and your mom's boyfriend has Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers and some alternate comics. You get into Ghost Rider, you start reading Frank Miller's Dark Knight, and your mind is blown. While he never had dreams of writing or drawing comics, Reeves said he did have dreams of playing the characters he was reading about. As a young kid, I was like, oh man, I'd love to play Wolverine. The article does say that Boom has a first look deal with Netflix, so there's a chance we could see Reeves add Berserker to his long. The article says that Boom has a first look deal with Netflix, so there's a chance we could see Reeves add Berserker to his list of characters along with John Wick and Neo. I love to play Berserker, Reeves says. It's a really fun story, so if it's not me, hopefully someone can play it. Berserker #1 will debut in comic shops on October 7th and release monthly afterwards. I'm looking forward to reading Keanu Reeves' Berserker comic book series.
Looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd definitely read that.
Looks like a cool movie too.
Yeah, I bet that's why they're making it.
It would be, yeah. How much do you reckon IDW was wishing they got that book?
Probably a lot. You got
A while back, he did he met with Donnie Cates in LA for something, so I wonder if Donnie Cates is helping him with it.
Maybe.
Donnie Cates is getting missed for me. Like, some of his stuff is really good and some of it's just really bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, share this screen, Cal. Have you guys seen this one?
Yeah, that's is that from someone in War Campaign?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure. But I put a tweet up the other day, well, a couple weeks ago now, and I was like, I have extra money to spend, sell me things. And someone posted this, and I've had it on my list ever since because I'm definitely going to get it. It looks really good. Let's have a watch. I don't know did I share the sound?
Yeah.
Can you hear that? Yeah.
Yeah, sounds on.
Good stuff. Yeah, I absolutely love the color work on this. So I feel like coloring is my weak point. So whenever I see a good color artist, I'm always like, oh, hell yeah. And like, yeah, look at that. That looks great. Yeah, that's the one. That's the picture that got my attention. I was like, oh, wow.
Does it say who the creative team is? Because it looks really good. But I follow most of War Campaign, and I haven't seen any previews for artwork except the Vestige 2 stuff.
Yeah, I don't think he's War Campaign. They do promote him a lot, though.
All right.
But now, if I'm right, I think he does all of his own work.
Oh, it's like a one-man army?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hey, that trailer that you shared, CG World Order, who was that? I never heard of that project or anything. The Wizard for Hire?
Hold on.
All right, well, this is Joshua Plack, whoever that is. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, but whoever you are, mate, if you see this, I love your work.
Yeah, it looks really good. But yeah, someone from War Campaign's been tweeting it out, and that's the only thing I've seen of it. So
Well, yeah, that's probably where I got it from, because I have a few War Campaigners on like my followers. And
yeah, that's the thing about War Campaign, though, man. They know a lot of projects going on that CG isn't giving attention to, you know. So
yeah, well, that's why I never pay attention to the bigger names in CG, and I'm always looking at the smaller ones for that exact reason. Because, you know, there are books that look fantastic, like The Ultimate Crusaders. That almost didn't get funded. And like, that's actually one of the better looking books.
yeah, it's a cartoony style, but man, it's clean. It's really clean.
Yeah. And I don't mind the cartoony style. Like, there's obviously bad cartoony style, but you can have a nice, like a good looking style that is not necessarily realistic.
Yeah, no, it's his own style and everything too, and it's really well done. But I was kind of curious why that one wasn't getting much attention. 'Cause I think I was following him on Instagram before I was ever around ComicsGate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, him and the Colton Crux. I deleted my Instagram like 2 weeks ago because it got hacked. Like a spam thing was messaging everybody that followed me, and I followed.
Oh,
So
okay.
I had to delete it. Like I reported it, and I just started getting complaints from everyone. Like, why are you sending me this shit? So yeah, I just started a new one this week. But
Oh, yeah,
my son's still up, so I think I'm gonna drop out. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you next time.
I gotta go and cook
Alright.
some dinner and stuff. So
See you, Skip.
All right, you guys have a good one. Thanks for having me on.
See you later.
you got anything else you want to talk about before we finish up? Because I gotta go and.
Oh, yeah, I've got
dinner.
one right here. Let's share this real quick.
Righto.
We'll get off at like 5:30, so in five minutes or so.
Okay.
Alright, hold on. Let's do this one, because we've all seen this bloke around, and this book looks great. Friendly for all ages.
Shared the wrong one. There we go.
Fear takes form in the darkness. The darkness feeds off screams. Fear is the enemy of childhood wonderment, built on hopes and dreams. So remember, in the terror of night, to protect the child, protect the light. Try not to become unstitched.
That's cool, eh?
Hi, I'm Dutton, writer and creator of Unstitched. It's a brand new story that was created by inspiration of my niece.
Alright, let's not worry about that for now. Like, we watched all of that yesterday. But, yeah, Unstitched is another one that is, like a must back. It looks great. It's friendly for all ages, so you know, if you got kids or your missus or anything like that, I'm sure they'd enjoy it too. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we already missed out, but there was a perk where you could get like a teddy, like an actual teddy with a bunch of teddies stuffed into the back of it as well. I don't know how that works. Something about the spooky horrorness of it. But yeah.
Yeah, cool. So. Righto, Dean. I might call it a night, eh?
Yeah, you're right, mate.
Gotta go and feed the animals and cook some dinner. So, good chatting with you.
Yeah, sorry I was late.
That's right.
Yeah, I promise we will be more professional, and I will not be late next time.
Too easy, bud.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.